I don't care what you say and how dark they are. They're not black. Sorry, that's my understanding of it.
I don't even care where this road leads. All I know is when my heart is God with a dream. We believe in. Throw my hands up, touch the ceiling. I don't even care where this road leads. All I know is when my heart is God with a dream. We believe in. Throw my hands up, touch the
Yeah, man. Chocolate in the house. The two chocolate brothers. All right. Boom, shakalaka, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters around the world. It's your boy, Chris Yule, a.k.a. the Chocolate Nubian Soul Brother from Ghana, West Africa. And I'm a little jealous because we got another chocolate brother in the house. He's a Naija boy. Look at this sexy chocolate gentleman over here. We got Borbor in the house, and we're going to get down. We're going to talk about everything from Nigerian, Ghanaian culture to dating in Melbourne to soccer to all the weird and wild stories that I'm sure Borbor has for us. But before we get down to it, remember this is the Chris Yule Journey podcast, the most conscious comedy podcast in the multiverse. And you can review us on the iTunes, on the Spotify's. If you can send us a message. Send us a message if you got some booty fat, particularly. I love that shit. And tell your mom, tell your friends about it. The more you share this, it really helps us out. So, all right, without further ado, here we got the man himself, Borbor. Borbor, this is a long time coming, man. I think it's almost been a year since I hit you up, seeing you on this dating show. I'm like, oh, you going to come on my podcast? And finally you did. But you Nigerians, brother, you're so bad when it comes to your timing and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
But it's worth the wait.
I am terrible with it. I don't think I can even. I don't think I can explain it. To be honest, this was early.
I believe you, man. I'm sure you had these girls hitting you up, man. It's like, we were supposed to go on a date 2 years ago. What happened?
Bro, I've bailed 3 times this week. I've bailed 3 times this week. I've made plans and then I just forget about it. I said, shit. Yeah, come the next week, I'll just smooth it over.
All right. Well, tell us a bit about yourself, man, because everyone knows you as Borbor Sam. Mm-hmm. You are the Mayor of Melbourne, as you are saying on your Instagram, man. Mm-hmm. I actually thought at a point, maybe is this guy the Mayor of Melbourne? No, that can't be right. You ain't gonna have some kind of chocolate brothers and Mayor of Melbourne. I mean, what the hell's going on over here? But we did have Obama, so
the funny thing is, I can actually tell you how I got that name, right?
Okay.
So I had this guy who was a physio at my football team, and every time, because I didn't have those dating apps like Hinge and Tinder, every time I was on there, before he would even go or take a girl on the date, he would come up to me and be like, he called me Uncle Bob's. He goes, Unks, you know this chick? I look at it, I said, yeah, man. And he'd be like, shit. So any girl that, in his eyes, that I know, he doesn't want to date. hey, there's more than enough for everyone here. Yeah, no one's gatekeeping. So I'm like, yeah. So I think it came to the point where there was more women that I knew than I didn't know. So he started calling me the Mayor of Melbourne. And he started calling me the mayor. And then my account got hacked like a couple years ago because my old Insta's name was Borbor Sam. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't use that. And I was thinking of names, and then he messaged me, hey, your account got, the mayor, do you know your account just got hacked? That's when it clicked. I said, the Mayor of Melbourne.
It works.
And then, but then it's like, it kind of like, it hits different because I know a lot of people, and I know when people come from like different states, from Sydney or something, I'm the first person they ask us to, where do we go when it comes to this, or what's on this? Because it's like they all come to me, and then I just let my little offspring go. So realistically, I felt like I was a mayor.
I got that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem like a socialite, man. I actually put in your brief when I was building out my little, brief for this podcast. This guy's a socialite, soccer star, got a big dick, obviously, and so forth. But
facts, bro.
No, man, but you seem like someone that is inclined to have a big social circle. You meet a lot of people. You're fun. You're like the life of the party, that kind of thing. That's the vibe I got. I mean, we've only just met face to face for the first time, but I've seen a lot of your videos on on YouTube,
Yeah.
on these dating shows. Yeah, man. So how did you, because you have the whole interest in going on these dating shows and whatnot, but you're also first and foremost a soccer
Yeah.
star, right? So
Yeah.
how'd you get involved in that?
So I started playing football since I was 6, I'd say. And obviously I used to play soccer when I was back in Nigeria. But then when I moved here, I think I did it more so at school. But then as I got older, I got to high school now, and I think it was just more so for fun, just like hang out with friends. As I got older, I started playing for like the school team. And because I wasn't in a proper team then, the coach goes, "Man, you're too good to not be in a team." Because I had speed, I had strength, I had everything. But I think back then, at that age, I had speed, power, and strength.
Well, you're West African, brother.
Yeah.
That it goes hand in hand, you know.
So I literally had nothing else. I had no shooting ability. I had no passing. I mean, I could pass, but if you tell me to hit like a long pass, brother, good luck. And then I think, and I'm one of those people. I'm very competitive. So at first they started me off as a center back, and nobody got past me. And then I signed up with this team called Naranda Wolves, which was a team back in Perth. And they then moved me from centre back to striker. They said I've got too much pace and power to be sitting as a defender. So within the first year, I did alright. I could dribble. And all that kind of stuff. So the first year I did pretty well. But then the second year was when you're playing a year above, so it gets a bit harder. And things that I didn't need to work on, I realized, okay, like I'm gonna need to work on my finishing. And me being like the only son in my family, like the only guy, I just took a ball to the park and I just work on it, and I'd work on it and work on it and work on it, just on my own, just work on it. So I remember there was one time when I started scoring, and then I did the second year I just could not score headers to save my life. So I worked on it to the point where I think the following season, I think I scored like 32 goals and 20 of them were headers. Then,
damn.
Yeah, then I think it got to the point where they would always say he had no left foot. So again, I went back to the lab, to the park, and I'd run up, kick the ball this side, and always come across and try and hit with my left. I did that for hours and hours and hours. And then by the end of that season, most of the best goals in the league were all done by my left foot. So it's one of those things where if I knew I need to work on it, because that's all they had to say. He has no left foot.
Mm-hmm.
Then when he came on left foot, when I smacked it, I looked at myself.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
That's that Nigerian work ethic, right?
It's one of those things where I have to prove them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So small things like that. And then as you get older, you start to think like, then I made it to the state team. Now I'm making it to the state team, and you're seeing these white boys, man. They get this ball and they can ping this ball at this height consistently for about 60, 70 meters. And my man goes, whoop. I said, okay, I need to work on that. And then you work on it, you start to get better at that. And then it just becomes, you play like, it's the same thing like when you play football, you play with different types of people with different types of abilities. You get players who can hit a long pass for 100 yards and hit it right on your chest. You have players who can dribble the whole team but can't finish. You have players who, they've got power but no accuracy. You get into circles like that, and with me being the competitor that I am, I try to get a bit of everyone's, okay,
Sure.
How is he hitting the ball so hard? How's he like swinging the ball in? What method is he using? How does he hit a knuckleball? So I'm very curious, but I think what also helped me is the ability to want to learn. I was never one of those people that was like, oh, yeah, he's like, he just knows, he's just better than me. Nah. Or I was always open to learning, I was able to understand that there's going to be things I'm not good at,
Mm-hmm.
but also able to understand that I can be good at those things if I work on it. It's just some of these kids, they've been doing this since they were 5, 6. Their parents put them in coaching academy. What coaching academy? Well, just give me the ball, I just run.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what I was good at. But then when I get into these environments and I've seen these different people, different skills, different assets. Like Paul Scholes, he could hit a branch from 70 yards. And Ronaldo can just dribble, you know. Ronaldinho, he can put a ball 100 meters in the air. He'll touch it. He'll stop right there. Just small things. Everyone had these small details that they were good at.
Yeah.
So I just have to just pick up on each of them and try and make myself of something from that.
How much of that do you think is a product of your personality, just who you are, and how much of it do you think is your culture? Because I know it's a common thing in Nigeria where they have this attitude of excellence. It's something you hear over and over again when you're listening to comedians, and it's just part of the zeitgeist that it's like if you get, let's say, 98% in a test, you know, and you're Nigerian, your dad is, what is this? What about the other 2%? There's this whole attitude of you must be better. And I heard recently that in the United States, the Nigerians are in something like the highest category of people with degrees or PhD or something like that. They're known to be academics and people that are very high achieving, and it's something that's ingrained into their culture. Is that something you'd agree with?
100%. I think us Nigerians, we take pride in what we do, and sometimes it's not always about, like, for me, I know for a fact that no matter where you put me, if at the start of the year I'm not in that top 10, by the end of the year I'll be in that top 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for example, I've been in like so for example, right now, if you were to put me in a high-end professional team or something, based off the fitness, I may not be up there. But you give me about 6 months training with them consistently. Once I get that run and that flow, I'll be up there with some of the best. And I think that's what my mentality is at. So wherever I go, I may not be the best at the start.
Yeah.
But if I'm there, I'm gonna want to be the best.
Yeah, that's pretty much my attitude. When you were telling your story about how you started playing soccer, I could relate to that so much in regards to how I started playing ball in terms of basketball. And I can't play basketball to save myself, but I could only relate from the perspective that when I first started playing, this is in primary school, right? So grade 5, right? Grade 6. I could not shoot to save myself. I couldn't dribble. And however, I had this natural athletic ability. This is something also I've noticed from a lot of Ghanaians, West Africans. Most of the people I compete against, most people that were West African, Nigerian, and Ghanaian, I found that they would either get to the state in track and field or long jump or something like that because they're just naturally athletic. But I found I was naturally good at basketball because I was dunking in like grade 6, right?
Yeah.
But I couldn't shoot, so no one would pass the ball to me because my skills just weren't there, and I never really gave it the time.
Yeah.
But I think, unlike you, it was never really my thing. Even with athletics, like I qualified for the state jumping on the left foot. And I remember when I got to the nationals, right, the school sports coach was amazed because I just did not have any technique. And this is in triple jump.
Yeah.
It's a very technique heavy sport. And because I never really gave it the time, I never really got to that level. But I always had this natural ability. But the thing with me is that there has to be enough motivation in something. Yeah. And I found the things that I was most passionate about, a lot of the times I wasn't even good at, but they're the things that I became like a lot better at. And my whole attitude is like yours. I am very competitive, you know, but it's just one of those things. Like, I started off being really shit at basketball, and I could relate to what you were saying. Yeah. But did you actually want to play soccer? Or do you just like the competitive aspect? Or was it something that excited you, or what was the attraction?
When I started playing soccer, I was also playing AFL because obviously I was in Australia. Now back then there wasn't a lot of niggas playing AFL. We're talking 2003, 4. There was Aboriginals. That's about it. Those are the closest to black people.
Yeah, that's a thing, by the way. Like there's this weird thing where in terms of so black.
Yeah.
Typically, you're making reference to the culture, the diaspora, so African Americans, people of the African, heritage, like specifically. But it's become this euphemism now where it's inclusive of all these different, like a lot of, there's one time this Indian guy was trying to get some like proof from me, like, hey man, I'm black, right? Because he's arguing with his friend. I'm black, right? I'm like,
No, you ain't
yeah,
black, bro.
yeah, you're black. I'm trying to be nice, right?
But it's straight. You're in black, bro. You're caramel.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
Kamala Harris black. It's not like real black. You know what I mean?
But I know.
But Aboriginals, it's a weird thing. So they're considered black by Australian standards.
Yeah.
But I don't know if, well, I mean, I wouldn't call them black, not as a sign of disrespect. It's just a cultural thing. It's kind of like.
I don't care what you say and how dark they are. They're not black. Sorry, that's my understanding of it. They're not black because it doesn't make sense.
Why doesn't it make sense though? I mean, how do you define black?
Black.
Black.
Because that's not black. That's like a look. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah, but you're talking color, right? I mean, listen. Like, I think everyone would consider us black, right? But you're a little darker than I am, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you have a look at
Cadbury. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have a look at some. I've seen some Indians, bro, that are darker than you, man. It's great, bro.
I think when you put it like that, when you put it like that, yes. But then I've seen some Indians who that aren't that. They're not even caramel. I think I'm kind of black. No, you're not. I'm black. No, you're not. No.
Yeah, I think it comes down to culture, because if we're looking at this from the perspective of color, I mean, it's pretty easy to have it. But when we're having a look at black from the context of I look at it from the context of the diaspora, like you are, the sub-Saharan black, right? So you have Ghana, Nigeria. There's a whole area, region, right? Sub-Saharan, and then you also have like North African.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from the context of race, it becomes easier to delineate between the different races. But if you're just looking at it from the context of how dark you are, that's a weird thing.
To be fair, you know what? When you put it like that, you make a solid point, because you can look at Somalis and Ethiopians who aren't as dark and black. Are they black? You know what I'm saying? But they're from Africa, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because I think the way I'm looking at it is like, when you say black, we're thinking African.
Yes.
From the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
With vuvuzelas, whatever.
Whatever
you call them, you know, like the one that's.
Yeah,
you know
but check this out. Apparently, this is the theory, and it's a very substantiated theory. Australia used to be connected, if you go back many thousands of years ago, to Africa. It was called Gondwanaland or something like that. Like, apologies if I mispronounced it, but the idea is these land masses used to be tied. This is why you see some similarities, you know, like the texture, obviously the hair. So if you go back far, genealogically speaking, I mean, they're essentially descending from Africa. And it's interesting when you also have a look at Africa, right? There's so much genetic diversity there. Apparently, there's more genetic diversity in Africa than anywhere in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And not all Africans look the same. I mean, there are some Africans, you know, like us West Africans. Yeah, we run fast. We got the big dicks. But that's pretty much universal. All Africans do. But there's some Africans that are much like those Sudanese warriors, man.
Yeah.
They're like 7 foot tall. If you see their women, and then you have a look at the North Africans, the Ethiopians. I mean, it's very different. We don't all look the same. So I try to be specific with that shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know what? There's some what do they call them? There's some red bones Nigerians where you look at them and you don't think they're Nigerian, but they're very, very light skinned, like fair, like very like it's like between white and like light skin.
Yeah, bro. This is interesting shit. Yeah.
And I think that's part of the. I'm not sure if it's Benin or one of those north.
Yeah, Benin, Togo.
Yeah, one of those north. Yeah.
Oh no, I'll let you go because I have my own theory on this. But yeah, I'll let you finish your point, man.
I just know for a fact there's like around that region you get some really like if you didn't know these guys were Africans, you probably wouldn't guess they were Africans. Then you also got you have, with that being said, you do have South Africa. Now South Africa is very diverse.
Sure.
Because you've got like the white South Africans, then you've got like the colored, they call them the colored South Africans. You've got the black South Africans,
and they speak Afrikaans.
Afrikaans.
This girl asked me recently, right? Because I told her I'm from Africa. Asked me if I speak Afrikaans, and I'm like, well, you know, I told you I was from Ghana, right? And Afrikaans is actually from the Dutch, right? Is it like a lot of Afrikaans out of where? Well, a lot of whites, I guess Caucasians aren't aware that Afrikaans, yes, it's spoken in Africa, but it's from the Dutch, and the Dutch are essentially colonizers. I mean, and yes, they're from Africa, but it wouldn't be expected to speak that language just because you are African. That's not like an international language. It's probably the least African language, interestingly enough, you know?
Yeah. I mean, but I feel like it's now like a global.
It
South
is.
African,
It's
a lot of South Africans speak Afrikaans. If you tell someone you're from South Africa, you speak Afrikaans.
Oh, that is true.
It's either that or
But
is it the Zulu.
Yeah, that is true. It's just, I mean, originally it's something that's made by the Dutch, and I guess it was just the assumption that, look, I'm from Africa, so I must speak Afrikaans. It's kind of like people say you must be, like, you kind of put Asians in the same category when they're the Chinese, they're Taiwanese, and
you're gonna start a fight with that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but what you were saying, look, in regards to the different light skins, different colored people in different parts of Africa. What's interesting is, look, I'm from Ghana.
Yeah.
You're from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And there are actually a lot of commonalities here, right? And I have a theory this probably relates to Nigeria as well. But I know for a fact that in Ghana, towards the coast, like my mom is from the Fanti tribe.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that the people of that tribe tend to have lighter skin.
Yeah.
Reason being is that they were closer to the coast. And what happened is a few hundred years ago, the Dutch people would actually come and they would trade with the Ghanaians that were closer to the coast on the shore. So over time, the people that were closer to the coast, right, in Ghana, they ended up having lighter skin. But then the people that were further up towards the north, like my dad is from the Ewe tribe, all right, they tend to be darker. Like my dad is actually your color, all right. However, my mom is lighter, a few shades, probably a little lighter than I am. And that's why. And that applies to different parts of, I mean, Ghana and Nigeria, as you know, are right next door.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? You probably know this. Your name Borbor, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's from a Ghanaian dance, I think, Borbor.
Bobo.
Yeah, it's an airway dance. Yeah, and it's that's my dad's tribe.
You know, I looked up the meaning of my name actually. It meant the born star.
Born star. That's another one.
Yeah, which kind of resonates. I'm like, I mean.
Well, that suits you as well, brother. Obviously, you're gonna pick that one.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I didn't pick it.
Yeah, no, but it is actually it's from what I understand, Borbor is actually a dance. It's a Ghanaian dance, right? And I understand that name is also connected to that, so that's something that's interesting.
But with that being said, the dances with the Nigerians and Ghanaians is, I love it.
Yeah, bro.
I love it. Do you remember?
We're the original gangsters of like hip hop, bro. You know all that stuff comes from the west of Africa, right?
Yeah, remember,
the diaspora. Yeah.
Do you remember that dance, the Azonto?
Yeah, I've heard of it and I've seen it.
You've seen it? Yeah. I used to do that dance all the time. Yeah,
that's what came to mind when I was thinking of maybe it's because you said that earlier, but that's what came to mind when I was thinking of Borbor, that dance. But, bro, well, we got to settle some business right now, all right? Because I got a bone to pick with you Nigerians, right? You guys are causing so much shit for us Africans, right? Like, because there's this reputation of the Naija Boys, like they can't be in any kind of stable relationship, and I always get these girls, right, that are, they're like, oh, I don't know about dating you, you Ghanaians, you people are players, and I'm like, no, that's the Nigerians. We're nothing like that. Ghanaians we're very but we're.
So you want to come and give us the recognition you guys have made for it?
I've seen so many. Look, here's the thing. I feel like I have a PhD with this shit, right? Okay. I only say this because I went through a series of interviews, right, where you have a look at people from the 50s, right, from Ghana, Ivory Coast, that's what it's called, and Nigeria, right, like kids that were actually representing their schools on an international stage, speaking about cultural differences. One of the things that came up was the difference between Ghana and Nigeria, and there's this beautiful guy that was speaking about the history with Nigeria, and then I learned another Ghanaian speaking about Ghana. And what's interesting is those two cultures obviously were very similar. However, Ghanaians, we got better jollof. I mean, let's settle that. Let's score, right? But hear the facts, all right? Hear the facts. So interestingly, in Ghana, Ghanaians tend to favor this Americanized worldview. Like they're very much in favor of American culture, all that kind of stuff. And the majority of the people there, something like 70-80%, they're Christian, right? Maybe then the next 20% are Islam. In Nigeria, it's the other way around. So the majority of people are actually Islamic, from what I understand, right?
70%.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see the links between the Christian mentality, right? Like this, it's more kind of like Americanized. They have this strong kind of respect for adopting this Americanized attitude, whereas I see, and this is a bit of my own personal opinion, the Nigerians, they have this kind of like sense of pride in their independence. Like they don't want to adopt this American culture and shit like that. They have a very strong sense of themselves.
Yeah.
And you see this, and it's very much shaped the culture. Like where is Ghana and Nigeria, for those that aren't aware, they're literally right next to each other. They're still very different. Nigerians tend to be, I call them the gangsters of Africa. They're just more kind of like, they're not willing to compromise and like capitulate to another culture. They're like, this is the way that we do things. We're not going to try. Like in Ghana, they kind of admire the Americans, and this is what the guy was saying in the interview I was listening to. They have this very attitude of reverence towards American culture, whereas the Nigerian was explaining as to how in Nigeria they don't have that same kind of adoration, and I think a lot of it also comes down to the religious attitude. But what do you think?
I think it's the fact we adapt enough to get an understanding of it, but we don't full on indulge in it. Where I feel like with you Ghanaians, you kind of like, okay, I'm here. You know what they say? When in Rome, do what Romans do. I feel like you Ghanaians, when in Rome, you do what Romans do. We're like, we're in Rome, but you know what? We're not going to do that one. Maybe we'll go twist down small. Like, we're open to it, but it doesn't mean that we're open to it. Doesn't mean that we exactly want to go in like head first. It's like we'll respect how you guys do it, but we have our own way.
Absolutely.
So I think that's how I see it. I think any other Nigerians probably tell you the same thing. They respect how you guys do things, but the same thing. Even like a Nigerian dad would say, we have our own way.
That's for sure. But when it comes, like one of the things I've noticed from my own experience as well is that the mentality of, I've seen so many Ghanaian movies as a kid, right? Because I was born in Ghana, I left when I was like 4 or 5, right? But then I've been brought up around the culture, watched all the movies, right? And I went back there some years back, and I got to see how people behave. And Ghanaians, they have this attitude in their movies and in the clubs where the attitude towards women is just, it's so, they're used to being rejected, so they're very strong-willed and stubborn, but they're sweet about it. Like a Ghanaian trying to pick up, a woman is more like, you are so beautiful, please go on a date with me. I beg you, please. Where are you from? And then the Ghanaian woman is like, I do not have time for you. Go away, leave me alone. And the Ghanaian man is like, please, baby, please, let me. I promise I will be a good man, right? And they have this kind of attitude where they're begging for it. They're very like submissive, but they're relentless, right? Whereas Nigerians, they're kind of gangster.
They're dominant.
Yeah, like, I will make you my third wife. I will. Yeah, go and get me my food. They have this attitude of like they're the shit. They have, and also, in my opinion, has to do with Islamic culture. You know how you can have multiple wives, right? Within Christendom, like there's more of this monogamous attitude, right? And I think this has influenced the Ghanaian society. Whereas whereas the typical Naija boy is like, I'm never gonna settle down, and I get so much shit because all these women kind of look at me as a player, right? And that's the attitude that's been perpetuated by the Nigerians, whereas the Ghanaians, I think that plays as well, they still kind of have this reverence of, I must find one girl and I must be submissive, all that kind of stuff.
To be honest, I think it depends on who you ask, because I got some boys who are Ghanaians who are hoes.
Oh, sure, I'm generalizing. I'm just trying to make you guys look bad. I know we're hoes as well.
But I got a lot of Nigerian friends who are hoes too. But I got some Nigerians who are in committed relationships. And I've got some Ghanaians in committed relationships. I think it's who you ask, because one of my biggest friends who's a hoe is Ghanaian.
That's
and
true.
Them niggas 46 still a hoe. That nigga ain't retiring anytime soon.
My friend, we do not never to retire. What is this? Retire is something for you Westerners. We do not have time for this.
But to be fair, he came here when he was like 21. So yeah, that nigga has been it was a hoe before Madonna even came on the scene.
But I will tell you one thing, and this is universally seen everywhere throughout the emails. It has been for the last couple of decades, right?
The scams?
The scams. Nigerian scams, brother. What is with that shit?
Let me tell you something. Yeah, you know, there's about 300 million Nigerians in the world. You trying to tell me there won't be scammers?
Yeah, but bro, it's disproportionate.
Have you seen what Nigeria is like? If you've actually
I watched the documentary.
Yeah, if you've actually been in Nigeria, there is so much corruption. Yeah, there's sometimes when you're in that corruption, you just add to the corruption. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's for example, the SARS incident that was going on a couple of years ago, where police were just like stopping and there was all this killing and all that kind of stuff. If the people who are meant to protect you are now stealing from you, what law are you gonna follow? What law are you following now? If the people that's meant to be protecting you, the police and this and that, they're stopping you and taking your phones and confiscating things off you just so they're bribing you. Those are people that are meant to protect you and you know, and kind of provide you some sort of safety. If you're not getting any safety nets from them, were you telling me that you two run rob? In Africa, you ever heard the saying, Africa, the people are the police? You ever seen that one where if they catch a thief, you see 20 people carry that guy, take him to a police station.
Yeah. But here's the thing: you saying that same corruption doesn't take place in other parts of Africa and all around the world, and obviously to lesser degrees.
Not as much as it does in Nigeria. Not as much. I think there's obviously definitely like this corruption. There's corruption, but not with, for example, if you look at the Congo or Sudan situation, it's not the police that's doing it. It's not the government that's doing it. It's probably the other gangs.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I could be wrong, but I know for a fact that when you live in a country where there's so many people, it's overpopulated. There's not enough work. There's not enough food for everybody. At some point, my guy, you got to do what you got to do to survive.
Yeah, look, I think that eye for an eye mentality kind of like, hey, look, I'm going through so much shit, therefore I get to scam other people. I mean, I obviously that's fucked up.
I'm not saying I'm not saying it's okay.
Yeah, but explaining why it happens. But I'll tell you what, I did hear this Nigerian, right? He's some kind. You know what? I think it was who's that? Who's the biggest Nigerian Afrobeats guy? Burna Boy. Yeah, I think it was actually him that said this, right? This is when I started getting into his music. I'm kind of, not up to date with shit. But a few years back, he was asked about Nigerian corruption.
It's like scamming in Nigeria.
It happens. Yeah. It happens. And the reason why Nigerians are known for scamming is not because we're bad people. It's because we smarter than a lot of people. Right? So, like, as criminals, we going to be top athletes. We going to be the best so we going to be best at hacking. That is what it is. It's okay.
Do you ever scam before?
Huh?
Yeah, you think he's going
to start speaking pigeon all of a sudden.
No, I didn't scam, no. I mean, I've done some things.
All right.
You know what I mean? I used to sell chains in Chinatown.
No, for real?
Yeah. Canal Street, and I go take it to downtown Crossing in Boston. I get it for cheap. I know all, like, in the hood, I know all the latest jewelry. And then I would get the cheap ones in Chinatown and sell it to white boys in the suburbs. That was a scam.
You ever dated a fat white woman for room and board?
Wow.
90 Day Fiance. He's talking about.
Never.
Really good kind of answer to the corruption you see, because it is a thing. And one of the things I find is that a lot of people try to pretend that these things aren't actually a thing within the country. Like, there's certain parts of Africa, right, where you have cultural norms. Like, one of the things that's going on in Melbourne and a lot of Australia at the moment, right? Speaking to my Sudanese friend about this is, obviously there's a lot of violence that's happening, in pretty much every country. But what we have been seeing, and this has been reported on the news, this is what I'm seeing, clubs are aware of this, is that a lot of the problems, right, are happening within the Sudanese community, all right? Like, I'm seeing these people like involved in shootings and things like that appear in the news report. And whereas most white people are going to say, oh, that's an African. I'm like, oh, that's a Sudanese, because I can see what they look like, right?
Yeah.
And I brought this up to one of my Sudanese friends about this. They're trying to play it down like, oh, no, that it's just the media. They're just highlighting this kind of stuff. They're being racist. It's like, but it is actually a thing in terms of how there seems to be a disproportionate amount of violence that's coming out of the Sudanese community.
Yeah.
And one of my other Sudanese friends was explaining how it's related to the fact that they come from this culture where there's a lot of war going on. And this is a story I hear over and over and over again. And obviously your environment shapes your your tendencies.
Yeah.
And it's just when people pretend that it's not a thing in order to not make their culture look bad. You know, like my whole attitude is, look, it is what it is. Like, I don't think it's racist if you're in the Bronx, right? It's predominantly full of black people, right? And if you're a white guy there, you're more apprehensive about seeing a black guy because there's a tendency of them popping a cap in your ass, you know? That's called pattern recognition.
Yeah.
But people get really social justice-y and political about this shit, and they feel as if you're being racist when you're just pointing out these trends. And obviously, I mean, I'm just speaking about the black community in general, but if you're a white guy doing this kind of stuff and you're like, seems to be a lot of violence that's happening, you know, in the black community right now. They don't want to say that. Like, this is what some of my friends say, because it's like...
And I think that's the thing. It's just like, if one thing happens, they tend to... They labelize... They say Africans. And Africans could be anything. We're talking like Algerians.
That's
like,
true.
And the thing is, let's be honest, I've never really seen South Africans on the news for crime, right? And let's be honest.
You've never seen an African or
South African?
South African.
Whenever you ever
You're talking white South African, like Dutch?
Either light skins or white. I've never really seen them on the news for something. Maybe a small.
You do realize that the highest crime rate in the world is like in Johannesburg. So
I'm talking here.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's not like South Africans aren't like involved in gang violence and shit.
Bro, South Africa's dangerous. That's for sure.
You've seen the kind of like, but security defense these people have because of the shit they have to deal with. Yeah,
but I feel like when it comes down to, like, for example, like things that happen here in Australia in this Western culture that we're in, when like, for example, like I speak to a lot of people and they're like, oh, Sudanese, but it's like I've met so many good Sudanese people, but it's just that small portion that does what they're not meant to, that make everyone else look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So and some, like, how do I even put this? All I know is, for like, there's every culture has the pros and their cons.
Absolutely.
And I feel like the Congolese, that their cons is with the way they are with the women. I don't know, but every time I've ever spoken to a female, Congolese guys, no. And I feel like that's the same with Nigerians, but then you add the scamming.
They got that big dick energy.
For this show, fam, and you know the thing is, they will tell you, you guys are bad, but if you leave the door open, the same ones that will come walk through.
Yeah, man.
It's one of those things where it's like you know what's there for you, but you just can't resist.
Yeah. I love looking at the cultural differences between all different countries, different races. I don't think it's a racist thing to point it out. I think it's to be celebrated. And I also don't think, like, for instance, I can point out the bad things about Ghanaian culture, good things about it. I can do it with every culture, but there's this thing where people don't, I find anyway, right? They're reluctant to point out the negative things about a culture. This is within the white community, right? I've been in so many situations where my white friends, because they're so apprehensive about saying anything that's racist, they won't address, just certain obvious truths in regards to what's going on. And just a somewhat tangential example, right, of their mentality was, remember one time, some guy was call me nigger, right, that kind of stuff, in kind of play, because he was trying to be all hip hop. Like, the amount of white guys that approach me on the street and they try to act all gangster because they think they're like, yo, what's up, my brother? And I'm like, yo, man, I don't speak like that. I speak the King's English. I actually have perfect diction. And then they try to, like, freestyle rap in front of me, and they try to endear themselves by using that kind of like language and whatnot. And cool. I remember one time, some guy was, he said the N-word, was saying something, and like all these people, I was in this group, right, and they were all super, like, embarrassed. Hey, look, you can't be saying that around him. Like, that's inappropriate. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. There's sometimes such a push of, I need to be so sensitive to offending people in a minority that it's like it's not necessary. I mean, my whole attitude is, it is what it is, and as long as someone's not intentionally being offensive. I mean, what's your attitude towards that kind of stuff? Like, do you get offended when white people use the N-word, or when you're seeing attitudes that are...
Now that's actually a good question. Because it's actually, this is something that I address with people a lot, because a lot of people ask me, like, do you take offense to certain things? Now, here's the thing. we know in the country we live in, there's racism basically everywhere, and if it's not right in your face, it's undercover racism.
Sure.
Now, I think it's the context of how they say it. Like, I remember I was hanging out with one of my English guys, and it was like the first couple of times that we hung out, and he came pick me up and went to the gym, and I got in and he's there, he's just counting money, and he goes, cash money, my nigga. And that caught me off guard.
I can imagine him saying that, bro. Trying to pull up.
'Cause I was just jumping in the car, I just locked it, and he just looks and goes, cash money, my nigga. And I look at him and I'm like, I'm not mad because you're bold enough to say it.
Did you say that to him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm not mad because you're bold enough to say it. But I also know that he's not meaning it in a...
Sure.
Yeah. It's just that he's got so many black friends. There's like one black friend might give him the pass.
Yeah.
That he's been friends with for so long. So now that, he hangs out with another one. And it's like, this is the thing, it's like within...
That's
like,
me. I'm that black guy. I'm rooting for all the other black guys.
Yeah.
And they take my black card away. It's like, why are you doing? You are not a black man.
Yeah.
Do not give these people the pass.
Yeah. And I said, you know what? I ain't gonna whoop your ass 'cause I know you don't mean it like that. But I don't mind it. It's because it's the way you said it. It was friendly. It wasn't like, oh, you fucking... It's the way they say it.
Yeah. Oh,
If
100%.
I feel like if someone comes up to me and goes, what you looking at, you fucking nigga?
Yeah,
I'll take that more offensively to someone goes, oh, 100%. What's up, my nigga?
Yeah, and it's when it comes out unconsciously. I had this, like two stories, right? Like one time, this is in like grade 6, okay?
Yeah.
And everyone was so, what's it called? Like, well, so politically correct, okay?
Yeah.
PC, all right, around me with this kind of stuff. And, I just felt like, in fact, if anything, I felt like I was would get extra attention, because we can't be racist towards to Chris Schul because he's been persecuted. He's a black man, Whereas I get a lot of racism growing up, right? People call me like black shit and stuff like that. But they reached a point where I got this sweet spot. It was cool to be black. But there's one time, right? We were playing Donkey Kong. Obviously, I'm kicking everyone's ass because I'm bigger, I'm black and whatnot, right? Yeah. But we're in this situation where my friend Chris, right? I pushed him. He fell down, but he fell down on his back, and he was in a lot of pain. And he just yelled out. Remember him just yelling out, "Oh, you fucking nigga!" And like the way in which he did it, it was like unconscious. And it was like something that was trapped in his. Like I never heard him say that ever. I'd never even heard that word in my school, right? But the way in which he said it. And then he had this moment after he said it, after his pain kind of subsided. He was super embarrassed. And everyone around him, because all my friends were super PC, they're like, and my friend Jeff was like, what the fuck, Yeah. And, my friend Chris, like, sometime later, like a few minutes later, he was like super apologetic. I'm so sorry about that. But the thing is, in my mind, I knew that at the underlying subconscious aspect of who he was, like, that was a thing for him, right? Yeah. Even though he wasn't saying it in like kind of like real anger. It's kind of like it was premeditated. Yeah. It was just something that it's kind of like his go-to. It's like in your go-to mindset, instinctive mind frame, you'll actually use that term like that. And I was like, oh, this is telling. This is interesting. But that was just one experience I had with that word. But that being said, one of the things I find really, really annoying as well, right? And this is Kendrick Lamar gave the perfect example of this, right? When he was on stage, he got some white girl or white guy up on stage to sing his song, right? His own song, right, has the word nigger in it, right? Yeah. This girl is saying it verbatim. Actually, I think it's a girl anyway. Says the phrase, right? Like this is classic. And let me see if I can pull this shit up, right? But the annoying thing is Kendrick Lamar gets pissed off at the girl for saying his own lyrics, right? And like starts chastising this girl on stage, like, what the fuck, what are you doing saying this kind of shit? You can't be saying that. I'm like, it's your own lyrics. And she's not able to say it because she's white? Like, what the fuck is that? I mean, what are your thoughts on that, man? Let me see if I can pull this shit up right now.
You can't exactly get someone white to come sing your lyrics when you know there's words like niggas in there. Otherwise, if you seen this Asian guy, the Khan something. I can't remember.
No, go on.
And the song he sings landed in Brooklyn, and he goes, "I'm the only Chino." But you're like, They call them like Asian nigga. I guess that's what they call them, Asian nigga. I'm the only Chino that can say, and then instead of him saying nigga, one of his black friends pulls out and goes nigga. So I think there's different ways you can adapt to it, and there's different ways you can kind of like say it.
Yeah. Have you? This is the scene I was talking about. By the way, I'm not sure if you've seen this show. I just want to get this on the. This is the scene where Kendrick calls out this girl.
I told you every time.
Swear I got you.
Rules and Crips all got along. They probably got me down by the end of the song. Seem like the whole city go against me every time I make.
Well, let me see. Gets the part where she gets chastised. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, this is it. Like, what the fuck is this?
You gotta bleep one single word though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I do it?
Yeah, you did it.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Should she stay up here, y'all?
No, please keep me up here. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm used to singing it.
So she gets kicked off stage, right?
Yeah.
And what's weird about this to me is obviously his fans are black and white, right? But like so many of the white guys are like down with this kind of stuff. So it's like, yeah, like I shouldn't be able to say the N-word. It's like, what is this double standard? I mean, I've just never been about that shit.
Well, since you're on there,
Yeah.
look up Landed in Brooklyn. Let me show you what I mean.
Okay, let me just...
Yeah. The first one.
All right.
So go
Oh, this guy over here.
Go down to this one.
This one over here.
Yeah.
All right, this is the guy you're telling me about.
Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
So this is what I'm telling you about. And you see, like, this is what I mean, like, you can get creative with them.
Yeah.
In terms of stuff going out saying nigga.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio performances. Yo, Contrast in the building. Performing Landed in Brooklyn. I'm going to step out. He going to step in. All right? Let's go. Like that. Just landed in Brooklyn. Went to the Huffington Bop. Just landed in Brooklyn. Like damn. I'm on my villager tip. Bro came through with that fire. Like he came with a literal stick. Black tea, take a Hennessy sips. With a rake in my grip in place of a blick. Yo, sorrow. Out of the hood, need a rush hour 6. Say
Nice,
less,
cool.
cause I just landed in. Just landed in Brooklyn. Went to the Huffington Bop. Shorty said she from Bushwick, but she on pin now giving top. Like, she ain't hopping on villager dick. She swallow my kids off the wop. Wait, I just landed in the hood. Finish moment here, fresh pack of hops. Wait, fresh out of boat and I'm strapped. Bitch, I'm lit off the oolong and liquor. Who wanna smoke? They get packed up. Get turned to a frame on a picture. My bro got a stick and a straw hat. Came from a village of scammers and killers. From the struggle, and I compare. I'm the only team that could serve. Nigga, this for the homies I broke bread with a 50 when we was still on EBT. I'm trying
Bro.
It's not me. You can get creative with it.
Bro, I've seen so many freaking skits with that shit, bro. Like the classic, the classic scene where the white guy has a black friend, like gets him to like, to tag him and yeah. Okay. So what's interesting, right? Okay, different black cultures have different attitudes towards that.
Yeah.
I went to an event one time, right? It was some kind of Jamaican cookout, and I remember. Yeah, that's right. I was greeting this kid that I knew, right?
Yeah.
With the N-word, right? And this is why I'm always apprehensive about this kind of stuff. This older generation Jamaican woman, black woman, she gave me this kind of double take. Yeah. I could tell straight away that she was uncomfortable about me using that word, you know? And what's interesting is it's a Jamaican thing as well. Like the Jamaican culture, in my opinion, from what I've noticed, they tend to have a different attitude towards that kind of stuff because that term is not a term of endearment, Whereas in African American culture, and this has been adopted by, even Nigerians and a lot of the Africans, it's something that's been used in a positive way. But the Jamaicans kind of have this attitude where it's like it's disrespectful to be using that to your brothers like that, so they don't adopt it. So they just don't use it. Period. But different cultures have a different attitude and comfortable
I
level.
see and understand it completely, because I feel like, you ever heard the I think it was Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy, someone goes, who's more racist, black people or white people? He goes, black people, because we hate black people too. Because right, there's two types of black people. There's black people and there's niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Chris Rock. Yeah.
Niggas cause trouble.
Absolutely.
The black people are like, for example, you're black.
Yeah.
You're a black person. But to someone else that stabs and steals, that's a nigga.
Yeah, bro.
So I see it, but yeah, there's two ways people look at that.
That it's actually a big thing in Ghanaian culture, right? Ghanaians, whereas I said that they adopt the American kind of way of life and whatnot, one of the things that I've noticed is that in Ghanaian culture, because I get a lot of shit for this as well, ancestry is really important. Knowing about your origins, where you come from, is such a big thing. Like, I get called up a lot because I don't use my Ghanaian name, Yao, right? Because that's not my actual first name. My dad was a hippie. I have the name Krishna is actually my name, right? It's a whole thing around that. But because Ghanaian culture is such that you're supposed, like, Yao represents the day that you were born, and it also has deeper meanings. It's supposed to be about your tribe, all this kind of stuff. But people that are from Ghana make this a big thing. But they get annoyed at me because it shows that I don't respect my culture and my ancestry. Like, I remember one time, some guy I get called up on this a lot, right? But my point is that culture, ancestry is such a big thing to Ghanaians, such that with African Americans, a lot of them that don't know their ancestry, because a lot of them, their roots to their family, granted they're from the West Africa, the diaspora, right? They can't trace their ancestry that far because of slavery, all that kind of stuff. And as a result, Ghanaians have this attitude where it's like they disrespect the African Americans because they don't know who they are. And it's actually a thing where Ghanaians like, these people don't even know where they come from. And it's like, it's no fault of their own. I was hearing this comedian talk about this, his experience when he went to Ghana. And it's because your ancestry is such a big thing. Yeah. But, it's not your fault, the fact that you don't know about your ancestry, is it? And your people, you're a little disconnected because of things that happen outside of your control. Yeah. But I just find it weird that it's such a big thing to so many Ghanaians and so many Africans, I think.
Bro, I can't remember what, there was a movie that I watched where it was based on a true story. It's on Stan, I just can't remember the exact name of it. But it's about how they used to go take ships to like the West Africa.
Yeah, of course. And slave trades. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like, if people are not getting taken from there, how are you meant to know where you're from when people are just getting taken?
Yeah, it's not my fault.
It kind of makes it a bit harder. Whereas when you're here, everyone that gets born here, there's some sort of detail. It was born in this hospital at this time by this doctor at this hospital. There, good luck.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but the slavery thing, because this is one of my pet peeves. A lot of uneducated brothers like to pretend that slavery is something that's only been going on for the last couple hundred years in the States. And the whole history of this is ubiquitous. Ghana, most of Africa, the whole world had slavery. The Ashanti Empire had a 1,000-year history of slavery. It's not like, a lot of people forget that, because I used to be one of these social justice warriors, right? Before I went to Ghana, I remember I was arguing with my uncle. I was getting, he was showing me all of these prisons, like these forget the technical word for them, right? Like these places where they would hold the slaves, right? And I'd be getting mad, like, look at what these white people did. And my uncle was explaining to me that the black people, they actually sold the slaves, right, to the white people. Slavery was something that was ubiquitous within this culture as well, right? Like a lot. Granted, some slaves were stolen, right? No doubt that shit happened. Oh, and there's a lot of horrible shit that went on, but there was slavery that was going on in all of the world. It's not something that's just limited to one particular country that has this 200, 300-year history.
Man, I think that the slavery capital was Cuba, wasn't it, at one point? They used to go through Cuba.
Yeah, but also Ghana, man. Like, it's like most of the African Americans that you were seeing that have like their roots. from Africa. They're from the West Africa, from Ghana specifically, and Nigeria. These are the two main areas. Like, this is why most African Americans, they don't look like you're all the different Africans. I mean, typically the African Americans, they are from the diaspora, specifically the West African. And this applies to Jamaica as well.
Yeah.
Like Jamaicans, the Caribbeans, they're all taken from this specific area.
Yeah.
And the reason being, it was kind of like supposed to be the shortest route to the new America.
Yeah.
So they're coming from a specific part of Africa. This is the and much of the slavery that was taking place was in Ghana. I mean, it's known as being one of the main points. The west of Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, that area. And a lot of people have this idea that slavery is something that's new, but it was done throughout Africa, throughout most of the world. And granted, they started this abolitionist campaign to get rid of it because it was this evil that was considered just the way of life. The people that were leading the charge, at least in recent times, because there have been times when, I mean, something like thousands of years ago, I think King, what's his name? There's this Persian king that actually abolished slavery. This is many thousands of years ago, but in recent times, it was actually the abolitionists from the UK, from Britain, from the New America that went about to try to get rid of this evil. So, granted, they may have started this shit. They also took a lot of efforts to end it as well.
Yeah, but the thing was like all that slave trading. Do you know how many people died in that process?
Yeah, man, it's
because
fucking evil.
They used to capture so many Africans.
Yeah.
Then realized that they were overboard on how many passengers to have, so they just throw people overboard.
Yeah, look, there's no playing that down. The living standards on those ships were absolutely torturous. A huge percentage of people died just out just the hygiene. I could not imagine a worse torture than being on those ships and
butt naked.
Yeah, and then I remember learning about this in history class. This is why I got so fired up, and when I went to, but like no playing it down, it was unbelievably evil for so many different reasons. You know, you're shipped to a completely different land, and then you're sold. And we also got to acknowledge that slavery, the different grades of slavery. Like, you might be living in a home, you know, like where you get to be part of the family, you get fed really well, and you're still around your culture and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the kind of slavery where your job is basically just to be on the cotton fields 24/7. And granted, things got better. Like in the 17th, 18th century, slavery was a lot better than the 15th and 16th century. Yeah. But the levels to depravity.
You know the funny thing I was saying?
Yeah.
What was I saying? I was saying this the other day.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my friends, and we were just talking about like slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, you know what? If I was back in the days when there were slaves, I'd be an expensive slave.
How so?
The way I'm built. You know, like the stronger you are, the healthier you are.
100%. This is why African Americans are considered to be so athletic, because they only pick the best ones. You know?
Yes. So if we're looking at some of the niggas that you got now, there'll be a lot of expensive slaves. I'll be up there in the millions.
No doubt. I heard about this one slave that basically had the job of just banging women all day long, because he was like, like 7 foot tall or something like that, and he just had a ridiculous build. And basically, his slave master wanted him to obviously make lots of healthy babies. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not such a bad life. I mean, basically, several times a day, this guy's boning women.
That's his job. That's his job.
That's his job, you know?
That's his job.
It's like, I'm too tired. I'm already like, bone like 10 women today. Can you please?
I'll tell you, I'd rather bone 10 people than be in the cotton fields. I'm putting in 10 rounds before you see me on the cotton fields. Yeah, the cotton fields tough. Let me tell you that one.
Oh, bro, I hear you. Oh man. So you got to tell us about your journeys, man. Because before we even popped off this podcast, you're telling me that you've done some traveling and you've been involved in some swingers parties and shit, bro. Ooh, you spill the veins. What is there like another side to Borbor? Like you, this porn star, man?
You know what? I only recently realized that I'm a nympho. Not even recently. Like I think from the age of what's a suitable age to say that I'm a nympho? I
think it's called pretty much most guys are, bro. It's just not everyone is open about it like you are, bro.
No, bro. I remember the first time I moved to Melbourne was 2016. And obviously I was still new to Melbourne. I was living in Fairfield. And I had this chick come over, and I had two of my mates from Perth come and visit me. and I said to him, "Oh, you boys horny?" It's like asking someone if you're hungry.
You said that to
my boys.
You have a very different relationship to your boys, bro. Like I joke about shit. I mean, you're like, hey man,
nah.
Let's go fuck some. You guys horny?
Yeah.
Let's go fuck some bitches.
Yeah.
Like what?
What? I don't say let's go fuck some bitches. But if I give that hint of are you horny, best believe I'm about to provide some.
What do you mean provide something, bro? What are we talking about here? Okay.
Let me get into it. So anyway, I've had this girl come over for a bit, like once or twice.
All right.
And I just messaged saying, "Hey, listen, I got a couple boys. See ya? I need you to come provide them some entertainment, kind of like a pimp."
You got girls like that?
Oh, but I got girls. I got girls that come right now. Right now. Now, maybe not right now, but
see, that's the difference between us Ghanaians and you Nigerian boys. You guys are pimps. You got the hookup.
Oh, bro. And you know the thing is, like, she came through, and I'll never forget this day.
So wait, this you're with your boys, and you're like, "Are you guys horny?" And then you're like, I got the hookup. Let me call my girl.
Yeah. So I said,
it's like that.
This is like 2016. Yeah, this was a long time ago. So
okay.
I said, "You boys horny?" They're like, "Yeah, you know, I guess I can fuck." I said, "Okay." I messaged this chick. She comes over. Now she was like 6'2", and keep in mind these niggas are 5'10".
Was she Sudanese?
No. She was light skinned.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got that snow bunny fetish, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Yeah, join the crew, brother.
Bro.
We got to talk about that shit. Dr. Umar is not going to be happy with us.
No. Dr. Uma's he's frowning at us right now, wherever he's at.
But go on, brother.
Anyway, she comes over, and obviously she's open as. So and one of my boys is Muslim too, so they're both Muslim actually, and they've never and now they used to call me Neymar because like I just dive in there. Yeah, so they used to call me Neymar all the time. Anyway, so
this shit just got R-rated. Let's go.
So it started calling me Neymar. So I'm like, I'm trying to get these niggas to eat pussy for the first time. But I don't know how I can explain this. This girl comes and I said to her, I said, my boy's never eaten pussy. You know, show him the ropes. She sits on the couch. I'll tell you, this girl went,
what the fuck?
And the funny thing is, yeah, I had my
That's going to be the thumbnail for this podcast, by the way.
I had my boy just right there. And he was fighting demons.
Well, what I don't understand is like if you don't want to do it, like what it's like, why are you gonna do something you don't even enjoy doing? Like my whole thing is like if you like to eat pussy,
I gave him the option.
So do these guys want to experience this?
I think they wanted to experience it. It's just they just didn't know how to go on about it. You gotta understand. Like I'm wild. Like there's no filters.
I believe you.
Yeah, I'll say what I want to say, and if it doesn't sit right, I go, okay, well, tough titties doesn't mean like that. But if that's how you want to take it, go on. Anyway, they had the option to decline. They didn't. Anyway, so while she's trying to argue with the devil whether he wants to eat pussy or not. Anyway, a couple hours down the track, we go in the room to have a foursome. You know. Now, if you know the Muslim brothers, they don't like to be naked around other men.
Yeah, that's kind of like me. Whereas, like, I'll watch that interracial shit. It's like when you get too many numbers, man. Like you got more guys than girls. That shit it does not work for me. That's me, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I'm more. I guess I'm more Nigerian than you are. You know?
You see, there's the performer in me.
Okay, or maybe not. That's a performer.
The performer just looks at it as a crowd. Anyway, so he goes, "Oh, can you put the lights off?" Like I said, "Yeah, okay, cool. Turn the lights off." Now I'm there going ham. I'm trying to suss out where my brothers are at.
I mean, what are you guys crossing swords and shit? Because I'm like, hey man, there's a point where this stuff gets like gay, you know? And I'm like, I'm cool joking about that shit, but get your dick away from me.
It never ever got to that point. But
so says you.
I turned the lights on. My other brother was on the other side of the bed on the floor pretending to look for condoms. Like crawling on the floor. But then obviously after a while, he goes, brother, I ain't gonna lie, I did not want to be a part of it. I said, well, say so, my nigga. You could have just watched. And the other guy, he calmed up to 10 seconds.
So you're kind of like the usher.
I was a Diddy.
You introduce people to this.
I was a Diddy in this.
You are.
I was Diddy before Diddy became Diddy.
I get you, brother. Yeah, I kind of like to think of myself as you see, everyone thinks that I'm that guy, right? Because the amount of times I get approached for weed, usually I'll be wearing my Rastafari hat and whatnot, and every time I wear it, people are like, yo, man, you got some ganja, you got some liquid. They're asking me about shit I never even heard of. And the thing is, I don't do that stuff. I'm basically Muslim. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't take drugs. I've never been high, never been drunk, bro.
Yeah.
That's just not me.
Yeah.
But I think I give these vibes because I usually have like braids and corn.
Bro,
and
if you're gonna have Jamaican flags, everything, they're known for smoking. What you mean?
But because Rastafari, the whole culture, it's kind of like part of their religion. Yeah. But people just assume that I am that guy when I'm just someone that, likes the culture, but I don't take that shit. But as a result, the amount of times, like, I feel as if my Tinder profile, right, often gives up this vibe that I'm some kind of badass, and then these girls meet me expecting this gangster, and they're like, they hear this,
they're like, hey, I'm Chris.
And like, I thought you'd be like, more kind of like, I'm like, I'm a sweetheart.
I can be, but
But I mean, there are two sides. There is a dark side of this, brother. What can I say? But I feel as if people like yourself, man, you're just like, are you? Would you say that you're like this around? Like, how you have people that you're different around.
Yeah.
Like the Japanese have this saying that there's a face you show to your family, one you show to your friends, and one you show the public.
Oh, bro, everybody
kind of
sees
thing.
the same face. Like, but I think with me the difference is like I think my mom knows I'm a hoe. Like,
I love that, bro. That's the one thing I can't. That's the one area that I can't open. I can't be myself around. Because it's like I don't want you don't want your mom thinking you're a hoe.
I mean, I wouldn't say she knows I'm a hoe, but like I tell her what's on my mind.
Yeah.
Like for example, when I was in Perth like a couple months ago, she took me to church. Obviously, I went a bit later than she does. She likes to sit at the front of the church. I sat at the back. The pastor said, "Can everybody get up?" When I'm telling you, the nyash that just rose up. Boop, 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 boop. I was gobsmacked.
Those Christian girls, yeah.
Oh, they're carrying something in the blood of Jesus, whatever it is.
Praise the Lord.
Amen. At the end of it, I said, "Mom," she goes, "Yeah." I said, "The nyash on display is diabolical." She goes, "Hey, Bobo, is this all you think about?" I said, "I was at the back."
I like that.
The pastor said, "Get up." I said, "Everybody get up." I got up immediately. I said, "Hallelujah." I said, "You can't blame me. You brought me here. I didn't want to be here."
Oh.
And then she goes, "All you think about is just chuku, chuku, chuku." I said, it's a way of life. It's a way of life. And she goes, "Okay, well then at least have one child." I said, that one, that's a in this culture we live in, that one's an iffy one. It's an iffy one.
Yeah, I feel you, brother.
Yeah.
But my favorite people have always been like that. Like the people that when I went to Ghana over 10 years ago, and my uncle, everyone's your uncle there. Oh, he was like such a gang. And I would have been, this was my first time outside of Australia, and I think I was like 23 or something like that. But this guy was an absolute. Wait, can I say this? Fuck, because I'm just thinking. Oh, you know what? As I'm saying this, he's not going to hear. He's not going to hear this stuff. And it could be any uncle. I have a lot of uncles. All right, so this guy was an absolute hoe. I couldn't believe it. And he was driving us around everywhere. So he, obviously, married man, all this kind of stuff, right? But he was so smooth about it as well. Like and he'd always be trying to like hook us up, and like I remember there's a point where my friend Jeffrey, who I went with, he's this Christian boy. We actually went there to meet his the foster a kid that he'd adopted, kind of thing, right? Yeah. And so he's like a real good Christian boy, doesn't talk about any of this kind of stuff. But the whole time he's talking about Nash. Remember, there's a point in time where on the road trip to Kumasi. We were in, we started in Accra, right? Went on this you drove us all the way to Kumasi, right? It's like a long trip, but we're stopping all these places. Like you'd get get condoms and shit, you know, and then like, you know, go out and like do. I'm like, what is going on here? And then we'd be out on the beach, and he'd be like talking to all these pretty fine, you know, snow bunnies and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, remember there was one time where he was trying to get me to hook up with this girl, right? And you know, I was dancing on the beach. In fact, I think the video is still on my YouTube, right? Dancing in Ghana, and he was just so like, why are you so shy? You must speak to this girl. But he was just such a fucking player, and I loved every minute of it because it's the first time I'd been around someone that was so openly like that. And I kind of came from a world where it was like, parents were very kind of frigid.
Do you know what I love these days? I love to flirt.
You love to flirt?
I love to flirt. And the thing is, it's not necessarily...
Yeah, I've seen you on that show, bro. Balloon, that was fucking awesome.
It's not necessarily always have to... it's not about the end goal. Sometimes it's just seeing where you are right now, where you start. You know, because when you start talking to them, they're like... you make them giggle a little bit.
Yeah.
And you start seeing them open up. And then they start saying, oh, you know, it's just that flirting is getting them between the place where they're comfortable to the point where you know you've got to put palm in your hands, then you just walk away. Because I used to flirt with girls so much.
I've seen you on Balloon, bro. Let's
let's
role play. Actually, I'd love to. I mean, I've seen what your style is like, bro, on TV. But I'm a girl. I'm a hot girl.
Okay,
Stone Bunny, right?
All right.
And you've just seen me, you know, waiting at the club, you know, and I've just seen my friend. I'm with my friends. We're giggling. We're looking at you. Okay, I've set the scene.
And then I walked over. Oh wait! You have to stop out again because the giggling threw me off.
Yeah, bro. I'm a very convincing girl. All right,
Okay.
let's do this thing.
Let's do it.
Okay.
You know you can take a picture, right? It will last longer. What's your name?
My name's Cynthia.
Cynthia, I'm Borbor. Nice to meet you. So what's on for today? You guys celebrating something?
Yeah, well, it's my girlfriend's birthday. We're just going. I just turned 18. And
18. Damn, a little bit young, huh? Did your parents give you permission slip to come out, or?
You're funny.
I think you have to change that age a little bit. Yeah.
I can be 19 if you want me to be.
Can you be 25?
How old did you say you were?
I'm 30.
Oh, I don't know if I should date you. Is that wrong?
I don't know. Isn't the legal age 18?
I think it's 16 here.
16? I mean,
Yeah.
we can look it up and we can
Okay, maybe if I just get your Instagram.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But what are you drinking? What do you drink? Hold on. Actually, no, wait. Don't tell me. You look like a sweet type of girl. So you look like a porn star martini. Shh. I'll get you and your girl some porn star martinis.
Okay.
That was good, bro. I like how you actually came across as a gentleman. I thought you were going to be all kind of like straight up, dirty from the get-go. But I found girls hate that shit. You're actually all kind of sweet and shit. I got a little wet there.
Here's the thing, like,
hey, I'm Bobo.
When you come off so strong, it's like you can get rejected so easily. When you come off like that, it's kind of like it's sweet. But it's like you keep them guessing, like you keep wanting to talk.
Sincerity,
and that's the thing.
Opens doors.
You want to keep them within that. And you know what? That, like, for example, that like I start conversations different ways. People always ask me, how do you start conversations? My conversations can start with anything. I could see a necklace. I could see like a necklace that you have. Now I just come and say, hey, I like that. Where'd you get that from? I want to get something similar for my sister. No, I don't. But it's a conversation starter.
Absolutely.
Oh, he's got a sister. It must be sweet. Yeah, you've broken a little bit of a barrier. Oh, so like, what is she like? And I think she likes the same things that you like.
Yeah, bro.
So you resonate with small things like that, and that's how, like, man, I've started conversations over anklets.
Yeah, bro. I've seen you now. You need to start some kind of like Bobo dating school, brother.
Yeah, bro,
the Mayor of Melbourne.
Bro, I did that once. So there was this poker player, and he had like no game. This was like, I don't know, kind of like 7-8 years ago. And he wanted some tips on how to. I actually made this whole business thing. I called it Alpha Confidant.
What'd you call it?
Alpha Confidant.
Alpha
Confidant.
Alpha Confidant. I like it.
And it's kind of like where it's a thing. Like you dress well, you smell good, you look good, you feel good.
Oh, of course, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that gives you a bit more confidence. And there's a lot of guys who, the thing is with me is why I can spark up a conversation and not care, not give a single care, is the fact that
you know you're the shit, brother.
Yeah,
I mean, take a look at this. Bro, take your shirt. Actually, don't take your shirt. You probably go too far and show us your dick or something, and then I won't be able to have this on YouTube. But brother, you were looking good, man. You know what I mean? Like we like to keep in shape, but brother, I can see your aesthetic. You working your oh my God, brother.
Oh my God.
Damn, son. You look at now. I feel like I gotta get my shit. You know, like now I got a bit too. I don't think I can. You know.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, at least I can take my shirt off here, so you can see the Ripley. I'm more like a Bruce Lee kind of guy. You know, I'm all lean and shit, but I got the muscles and shit as well. You know.
Yeah.
Brother, you're looking good.
Thanks, bro.
You're looking good, bro. I wanna play a scene from that Pop the Balloon episode that you were on.
Go on.
I thought that was fucking smooth, man. I was wondering how much of this is just play and this guy is just playing a role. Because a lot of the times when you're on TV, I'm like that. There's a persona. And then there's how much of this is you were actually there looking to find a girl. But I kid
you know, I was not there to find any girl.
Yeah, I kind of got that.
I was there for the bands. Because me, I'm a guy that likes to giggle and laugh, bro. Like, if I want to find a girl, you think I'm going to come find on one of these dating shows? You think any of these women want to be on you think any of them that want to come on these dating shows that they ask for 6 foot niggas? I look 6 foot? No.
Yeah.
I'm there for the banter, giggles, and shiggles.
The persona got me, brother.
Yeah.
Let me play for the audience what this scene from a Pop Your Balloon episode was like. This was smooth.
Medical receptionist, okay. What would you say you're currently looking for in a partner?
Maturity, family-orientated, career-driven.
Career-driven. Red flags, things you don't like in a guy?
Girl best friends.
It's okay. That's understandable. I hear that. Well, we had a couple balloon pops. Let's wander over and see why they did pop their balloon. You ready? What's your name? Where are you from? And why'd you pop your balloon, bro?
I'm Nigerian. I live in Melbourne. My name is Borbor. I popped it because I got a female best friend, and she's my best friend. She's my number one. So it's non-negotiable.
How long you guys been best friends for?
15 years, bro. Sorry, man. This is we're in the tight.
Okay. You wouldn't be able to look past that?
No, if they're friends before me, then it's not an issue.
Okay. She wanted that shit, brother. She wasn't
going
to let it go.
Give my balloon back, man.
Sorry.
Wait, so you're willing to compromise?
Well, clearly there was nothing there before me, so...
So it's like if it's a new best friend, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, why are you guys even talking in the first place?
Is he someone you find attractive? It's crazy. Yeah, so...
Right.
She didn't want to blow up your ego too much. She was into you, bro.
Is she someone you find attractive?
Yeah.
Sorry, your feelings?
Yeah, you do alright. Yeah. You
Trying to play it cool.
I say yes.
Your name? Why'd you pop your balloon?
27, Melbourne. Girl best friend.
That was
friend,
smooth.
so.
This was one of my favorite episodes. And there's this scene, right, where you're talking to this Kenyan girl. I think this might be her. Is this her?
Yeah.
Where?
Respect. Like there's respect.
Oh, bro, I was floored with your response to her. Anyway, let me just play this scene because this was like the most racist shit, and I fucking love it.
Fam, you know what it is? The week before I got onto that, I saw this thing about this Kenyan woman. I gotta find it.
Yeah.
Some Kenyan woman going off at the pastor in front of thing. So I seen it just before. So since she said Kenyan, I said,
Bro, just a moment ago, you were saying that, like, you know, in every culture, like, there's some people that kind of like are bad actors. They stuff it up for everyone else, man. You know, we can't be general. So you're like, you're a Kenyan, can't be.
Sam, I mean, he stuffed it up for me. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That brother screwed it for me and her.
I hear you. Look, we all do pattern recognition. I have a type, but you know, it's only in the realm of like physical attraction. You know, when it comes to like personalities, like to me, I don't really generalize like that. But bro, anyway, let's play this scene. This was really cool.
I'm 30. Obviously, get my balloon because she looks very pretty. Obviously, I've got a couple of questions that I would like to ask her before I can think about popping my balloon. But yeah,
Chris, 39, Melbourne. Yeah, you seem pretty grounded. You seem pretty
I really like
clear on what you're looking for. So that works for me so far.
John, 23 from Melbourne. Yeah, I think you look beautiful and you're very selfless with your work, which is a big thing in life. So yeah.
Ruby, you have all these options at the moment. What questions would you like to ask some of the guys so you can decide who you like them or they like you?
What are your values in a relationship? Like, what do you prioritize when you're in a relationship with someone?
So I believe in traditional roles. The male should be the leader. The woman should be the feminine nurturer.
Saying all the right things. Keep going.
The moment the man is in his masculine, the woman can be in her feminine. So
yeah, pretty much just exactly what he said. But communication is core to me. Even it's like a little thing that you're thinking I should know. Vice versa, communication, because that's like the core to the relationship.
My big one is probably respect. That there's respect on both sides. No matter what you guys go through, there's some sort of respect. But I still agree with them.
Yeah. I'm just adding your own. Okay, you're just adding one more to the slice.
I'm adding my Vegeta.
What did you say there?
Yeah, I agree with them too as well. I'm big on effort and communication. So
obviously to adapt to everything they said, because obviously they came prepared.
This guy was Ghanaian, right?
Nah, the African guy, Chris. Ghanaian,
I could tell, man. Like it's like typical Ghanaian. It's more kind of like, yes, I want to say that I very much do like you, but I do not want to detail. Sorry?
The other guy was Moroccan.
Yeah. You were so Nigerian there, bro. I swear to God. Yeah, particularly with your upcoming line.
She can be like the most amazing woman. If you don't have that connection with her, the vibe, it's not going to work. So
yeah, I don't really care about like gender roles and stuff like that. I'm more everyone fills in where their strengths are. So where you're strong, be strong. Where you're not strong, your partner can come in and work on that, and you're kind of a team that way.
Yeah, I would agree with the boys at the start, and need someone that can like help build you as a person, whether it be through your career, through your emotions, and if you wake up next to the person and they're making you better emotionally or financially, you're with the right person.
Based on their replies, maybe you want to pop one or two and narrow it down to who you are most vibing, and maybe you can have a little chat with that person.
I might pop yours.
Because I think.
I want to hear your response to this, bro. Then I'll ask you like what you were
We're not popping
thinking.
today. Okay.
I just don't feel that connection or spark. You
She just
look
doesn't like white
great.
boys.
Yeah, might do you.
And what was your reasoning behind that?
I think it's the same thing. Also, I was listening to the answers. Great answers. You look great, but just that connection, initial spark. Yeah.
We do have to get you one match. So out of all these guys, is there one that particularly stands out to you, or is there any questions that you want to ask them that would narrow it down to maybe two guys?
What's your family dynamic like?
Okay, this is where we're going.
What the fuck is going on there?
I said I ain't getting into all that shit. Okay. Why would you say family values are important to you?
When you have a strong connection to family, it initially makes you a better future wife, because you already have that established. You know what you're gonna provide for your future kids.
Okay, yeah. So you gotta find a match out of these four. So you can do that yourself. Which one are you vibing the most?
I might say the two.
The two. Okay, so you got these two here.
Sorry.
So we've narrowed it down to two.
Could they give me an answer to the family question?
Oh, did you guys give an answer? You guys did? Oh, sorry. That's my bad.
For me, family is core. So like any time I can get from my grandmother, and so I take that opportunity because I don't have much time left. But yeah, family is core to me.
That guy seems so wholesome.
I've got four sisters, but they all live in four sisters and mum. They all live in Perth. I've got a great.
I can tell you
great
were.
connection. We talk a fair bit, see them FaceTime, nephews, nieces. So I'm pretty up to date with my family. So I'm good. So let's say, you're with your partner, you guys get into an argument. You know you're wrong. Do you apologize, and how do you apologize?
If I know I'm wrong, I will apologize. I think sometimes I over-apologize, but if I know I'm wrong, I take accountability for that. And
he said that's
I know there are moments where my ego will kick in, obviously, and I will try and defend it, but give me like an hour or a few minutes to cool down, and I'll come back and say I'm wrong.
So out of those two, which one are you going to choose to pop the balloon of? What did you say?
I got two daughters, 3 and 4. Just pop that in there.
Two beautiful daughters.
I didn't end just casually. It's crazy.
I think for that reason I'll pop, just because, yeah.
It has a. Let me pop over here. What do you think? It has a match. What's
So
your
how,
background
look,
like,
at this
Nash?
point, like, how into this girl were you? Like, were you like thinking to yourself, hey, look, I wouldn't mind going home with this girl? You were kind of just, hey, this is just fun.
I was thinking more just was fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't think about going home with any of them. There was one that was decent.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not on TV.
Yeah, exactly, bro. That's the right attitude. Because the thing is, like, these shows, and I've done a bunch of them. Like, I'm a reality TV show horror. Like, I've been on everything, right? And like the idea of going on a show like this and actually taking it seriously, bearing your heart, and then having so many of the women are like, I don't like you. Your dick looks like it's too small. I'm like, what? I'm not going to open myself up to you on TV.
Have you seen the new Love Island?
No. What's happening there?
Oh, there's a whole lot happening. There's just for me to go on national TV and go embarrass myself like that. No.
But you didn't mind. I mean, you didn't mind going on this show. I mean, in terms of embarrassing yourself, it comes down to what you say, how you act, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But then I guess when you allow yourself to then go fully thinking that, well, bro, realistically, people who go on this Love Island, these shows, do you think they're really looking for what's the success rate with that?
I don't know. Probably not very high. Yeah.
They go on the show, they do a little thing to kiss, or they kiss and make out for what, 2 months, 3 months, and they go back to living their own separate lives.
It opens doors though. Like these shows, they open a lot of doors to TV acting, and then the followers. That's the pro side.
How many people have you seen has gone from Love Island to acting?
Acting, I don't know, but I know there is a guy that was on Love Island that was a DJ. This is in one of the seasons, and had a pretty big career boost after that show. Okay. And that's the thing, you're probably already interested in acting or something in the entertainment industry when you go on these shows. A lot of the people that get on these shows, they're actually actors. I know because I've been on these shows, right? Yeah. And they often, like for instance, you were approached by someone to be on Love Island, right? Yeah. Because you have a history of being a personality. Same with me. I was approached to be on The Bachelor. A lot of the times, the people that are auditioning you for.
It's not the Bachelor is something that I could get used to. You see, I'm there, 20 women. I gotta now pick. I feel like that's more my scene.
Yeah, but that's if you're actually the prize, right? Like when it's the other when you're one of the contestants. You cool with that?
Yeah. I love. Am I cool with that? I would love that. I'm there chatting. So how's your day? Sometimes can I talk for a second? Yeah, of course you can. Yeah,
bro.
I love that.
Someone needs to hit you up right now. You'd be perfect on The Bachelor, bro.
Brother, a Bachelor, just get me a diverse woman, black, white, light skin, everything. Oh, it'll be a funny season. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I interviewed a girl that was on The Bachelorette or whatever it was, where she was a female, one of the contestants, and she told me about kind of the inside baseball of that show, and a lot of what she said on camera was very different to what she said off camera.
Yeah.
But look, you got to play these games, and a lot of the times, there's a lot of shit that goes down on these reality TV shows that you're just not able to talk about. But it's not all fun and games. That much I'll say.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn.
But let me just finish this. I thought your response to this girl, because I wanted to ask you about this. I was like, what the fuck are you saying here, bro? What do you... Because I think this was pure entertainment. Let me...
So after all that, you're gonna pop your balloon?
Wait, let me just rewind that because I lost it for the camera. Wait.
Minutes to cool down, just cause.
Okay. So you've won her now.
Yeah.
And now you're like.
What's your background like nationality-wise?
I'm half Kenyan, half Rwandese.
Kenyan, that's what got me.
What the fuck, bro?
Fam, I'm telling you, if you've seen that video.
So after all that, you're gonna.
All right, so you finally win the girl, and you're saying to yourself, "Oh, yeah, she's beautiful. I like her, but because of the country in which she comes from, I couldn't possibly date this girl." What is with that? But right now it's hilarious because you actually look like you're naked because you can't actually see your. It's like
hold on.
The YouTubers, I promise he's not naked, all right? Don't be giving me any flags right now. This is a somewhat, hey, I was going to say PG show. You're ruining it. No, we're all in full clad over here. Nothing inappropriate. So you seriously don't want to date any Kenyans?
Nah, bro. Okay.
You know, it's funny when it comes to I have a bias towards the kind of African, like I love my African queens, but the closer they are to where I come from, I find them to be like my sisters. It feels a bit weird.
Yeah.
Like when for instance, I love Ethiopians, Kenyans, that kind of stuff in terms of attraction, sexual attraction.
Yeah.
But I find Ghanaians, they remind me too much of my sisters, and the culture is just too close to mine. So I'm always a bit kind of more leaning towards the people outside of where I come from. Okay, what are we looking at here? Is this on YouTube?
Yeah.
Let me bring this up on YouTube, all right? Because that way the crowd can see what's going on over here. Just hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just talking about my type. So you're obviously a fan of the snow, right? Like yours truly.
Oh, to be honest, like I love my snow. I'm not gonna lie, but I also love my chocolate as well. But you know what? The thing is, I feel like with a lot of the chocolate or the African women here,
yeah,
they just feel so entitled and like they never really make talking to them really flowy or easy. I mean, there are some. I'm not saying all of them are like that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Let me just. Sorry, what was the name? I lost your.
I put 1396.
Bro. Now I'm gonna have to censor this shit. Oh.
Oh damn.
Yeah. That's all good. Do you want to just put that in front of here? Don't have to do too much editing work, bro. It's a good thing this isn't live. All right. Kenyan pasta cold. All right. Kenyan woman goes off a pasta. All right. Let me just bring this up for the.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Is he hearing that? Huh? Yeah.
Hold up. Let me. Oh no! I think I've actually seen this one. Kenyan woman goes off a poster. Okay. I put it in right. Kenyan woman. Let me fix this up. Edit this stuff. Type today at pastor. This one over here. All right.
He's not picking.
Let's not forget, this is in the middle of a church service.
I think you sent this to me a while back.
Yeah.
He's ignoring me like I'm nothing. And then he's calling couples here and saying this is a Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a short break.
What short break are you going to take? You're going to take no. You're laughing. Larry, you're laughing. You're laughing. You're laughing.
But I said
I've
this
been
a
trying to
couple days
contact
before.
you.
I said no.
Come. Where are you?
No.
Oh my God.
Don't you dare touch me.
What are you doing?
What? Come here. Don't you dare come here. The whole of Kenya must know this guy got me pregnant. He's not taking my calls. He's not answering my text messages. He's doing nothing about it. In fact, listen, you're laughing. Larry unacheka. Kuja hapa. Unacheka na wewe. Please what? Shika letter sasa you usome. Unadhani sina lawyer?
God.
And at the trend. And you're trending in my stomach.
So people have been asking me why.
Well, at least the guy was able to hold his frame, in that. That's
yeah.
respect. Actually able to smile through that shit, because
But that was hilarious.
it was hilarious for me watching that, but I would not want to be in his situation.
No. On a Sunday lunchtime, no, absolutely not.
Oh man. So, but are you saying that that's like a character?
No, but you know what I think?
Trait of
actually spoke to
Africans. I mean, African women. Because I think all women are potentially that crazy.
I don't think all women are. I can't really say all women because you never know nowadays.
Yeah, but of course we're generalizing.
Yeah, we are generalizing. I actually did talk to my mate who's Kenyan, and I said, "Kenyan women like this?" And he goes, "100%." Like, so that's because obviously I asked. I said, "Nah, surely this is a piss take, yeah."
Yeah.
Like, nah.
But like what? Acting out? I mean, what? Let's be specific about this.
Like when they're mad, they're mad, like they act like that.
Sure.
There's no.
But what women aren't, in the sense that, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. You've heard that, right?
Yeah,
I mean, this
I've heard
woman's basically given her heart to this guy, and then the guy has ghosted her, and apparently, I mean, we're led to believe that she's pregnant, or I don't know what's So it's.
Well, was she really?
Yeah, that's the whole thing, I mean,
really?
Andrew Tate said this line. I don't often quote him, but I thought it was so hilarious, but also had this element of truth to what he was talking about his dad. And he said that, like, anytime a woman tells you something, question it. It was like horrible, right? It's like, for instance, examples like, wife would say it's raining, and like you'd be like, his dad would be like, well, hey, Tate, go check outside to see if it's raining. His whole attitude was like, you can never trust anything.
But he's not wrong.
Obviously, that's ridiculous. But I thought there might be a kernel of truth in there.
I think there is, Bill. Obviously, question everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's no. Hey.
I think it's more the idea that one party, the one sex tends to be more emotional. Like for instance, it's just it's just biology, and I think anyone's capable of acting silly, all acting out.
Yeah.
But typically, I think there's a leaning towards. Whereas I think women tend to be more creative, more intuitive, and they're great with people, all that kind of stuff, children, all that kind of stuff. And men tend to be more
Like think about
more
it.
rigid.
You've then got, like, for example, everyone knows Latinos to be crazy.
Hot-headed, yeah.
But we still go there.
Absolutely. And it's a generality, but there's truth to it.
We don't think twice about it.
Absolutely.
We dive head first, just.
And would you want to actually be with a woman that was that masculine, that was too logical about everything and didn't have that element of craziness? I mean, that's kind of what gives it the thrill, right? Part of it. No?
Yeah,
I mean, if you told me that your girl was someone that was absolutely logical about everything, never acted out, was never crazy at all, I'd be wondering if she's a man in this day and age,
Yeah. Well, to be fair, sure. With the way things are run these days, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, bro.
There's
the world is.
I feel like nowadays it's just there's just so many, like, through social media, TikTok and whatnot. As a woman, shut up.
So what's your thoughts when it comes to all the political stuff that's going on at the moment? Like when it comes to feminism and, like, for instance, the whole trans debate in terms of, well,
the whole trans thing, the whole trans and, like, for example, the trans and gay thing doesn't really bother me as much, because if I put it in a scientific way, like realistically, like, okay, yeah, you want to be gay, that's on you. Like, it doesn't really faze me.
Sure,
you're leaving more for me.
Sure.
However, but I think the way they are going about it is in trying to, like, for me personally, I don't like to put my own personal opinion on it, because
can you still hear me? I think I just lost.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, that's all good. Oh, we're good.
For me personally, I don't like to put I don't like to say too much about it, because I feel like the LGBTQ, whatever you want to call them, PS5, HDMI,
alphabet crew, yeah, they'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
See what they did to Dave Chappelle, right?
Yeah.
See what happened to Dave Chappelle? You know the story about him?
No, what happened?
Oh, bro, I love Dave Chappelle, one of the great comedians, all right? Yeah. For a long time, he'd be telling tranny jokes, right? And there's certain areas in comedy that you're just not supposed to go into, because what happens is you end up getting canceled, right?
Yeah.
For a long time, he was doing that stuff. And then what happened? There was this, I'm trying to get the story right here. Okay, he had, one of his biggest fans was actually a transvestite. And he had a great relationship with this person, and this person was actually sticking up for Dave Chappelle, even though Dave Chappelle was telling all these tranny jokes, and it was getting such a backlash. And this tranny ended up defending Dave Chappelle and started getting a lot of backlash for it, right? because of all of this backlash, I don't want to butcher the story, but from my understanding, it led to this guy either committing suicide or, well, essentially, I mean, he killed himself, but due to all the psychological shit that he was dealing with from all the backlash, or I think it related to that, either that or he was killed. The bottom line was, Dave Chappelle, once he found out about it, he just felt so fucking hurt by it. Like, he actually stopped. Like in one of his last shows, this is a couple of years old now. It was so. It's the first time a comedian actually made me a little teary-eyed. He was speaking about it from a very honest place, talking about how, like, the whole story, how he was really hurt by this because he had a relationship, not a sexual one, but good friends with this person. Yeah. And after this person died, like, he said, "Look, that's it. You guys win. I'm not going to be doing any more of these jokes anymore." Yeah. So he just stopped because of the fact that these people had gone after this tranny purely just for defending Dave Chappelle in making these kind of jokes. And it kind of just shows how powerful, how far these people are willing to go. I mean, look, it's one of these things where, look, there's going to be some kind of like backlash to anything you say publicly, but this is one of those topics where a lot of people get angry, and you are really moving into the realm of destroying your career. Like, it's the amount of people that have been canceled because they don't agree with the alphabet crew is astonishing. It's one of the easiest ways to get canceled.
And the crazy thing about it is, like, even when people do interviews, like, for example, like, I was watching a Kevin Hart interview, and this lady was trying to get Kevin Hart to say something that was so bad, like, "Oh, so what would you do if your kids were gay?" Or like,
remember this one?
Yeah. And Kevin Hart was like,
"Let me give you a thumb back, by the way."
Yeah, Kevin Hart was like, "I don't really care. Like, I'd rather have two healthy, happy kids."
Oh, right. So he's getting trapped in this conversation.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of reporters try to do that, where they try and like put you in a position where you say something where you get cancelled.
Oh, they're just looking for the most inflammatory response. I mean, you're trying to get headlines, right?
It's like, something like that.
Yeah. So how did he respond to this? Like, he didn't eventually go, "Hey, look," he didn't. He just said he just wants to have healthy kids.
Yeah. Then she goes, "Oh, so what if your son was gay?" He goes, "That's okay, as long as he's happy and he's healthy."
You know, it's funny because I know another comedian. I forget his name, but he had the response of, "I would fucking kill those kids." Added to a very similar kind of question. Of course, he was joking, but I thought it was like hilarious, right? But he got so much public backlash for this.
Yeah,
like, this was a thing a few years back, and I mean, the thing is, with comedy, the whole idea is you're trying to say sometimes the most ridiculous things because they get a laugh.
Yeah.
And it's the one area now where a lot of people don't feel comfortable going down that route.
Yeah.
You know, like, whereas you can joke about race, you can joke about pretty much everything.
I feel like that LGBTQ HMI PS5 community, like, they're very sensitive. They're sensitive when they want to be. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, bro, the other times I've been hit on by gay
periods, and they're so sensitive. What the fuck is going on there?
Do you know how many times I've been hit on by gay guys?
I believe, yeah.
A ridiculous amount. The thing is, if I was gay, brother.
Bro, have you been on Tinder as a I've just done it as an experiment. Have you seen what happens when you set your choices to guys? Like, have you? Bro, it's ridiculous. For a long time, I mean, I've always known that women obviously have way more options, bro.
But guys got options, bro.
Sorry?
And you know the thing? Like, the guys got... I don't know if I've got a lot of gay friends. Like, one of my housemates was gay.
Yeah.
And this...
But you understand the point I'm trying to make, right? Yeah. Like, the amount of, like I might get, like, maybe 2 matches if I'm lucky a day, right, on Tinder. Yeah. And I do very well, all right? Yeah. Within like 20 minutes, bro, you'll probably have like 20, 30 matches easy as a guy. It's just on another level.
Also, do you know
if you're looking for
the amount of undercover gays?
What do you mean undercover gays? Oh, as in so they're pretending to be straight. I'm very wary of that stuff.
So I have this friend who he had this guy come over. And it was obviously, I was at work, and I came home from work.
You're actually sounding a little gay right now. Maybe it's subconscious. Like, you're not like. Maybe I've subconsciously started thinking are you an undercover gay?
No. Listen.
I know you're straight. I'll let you finish. Okay.
Let me explain. So
let me explain.
obviously, I lived with him,
Mhm.
and I've came home, and he was like, and he was shocked. I'm thinking, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Okay.
And he's like, oh, I thought you were the guy just left. He goes, did you see a guy walk out downstairs? Obviously, when I'm coming in, I'm not looking up down. I said, no, I don't really see anyone. And he goes, oh, it's some guy that he met on Grindr, that gay little website that they find their little matches. Bam.
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes, he's got like a wife and kids. And he goes, they matched. He didn't want him to know what he looked like. So he had to when he buzzed up, turned around, put his hoodie on, then as he got up, he had to blindfold himself and let him in, sucked his dick while he was blindfolded, and I don't know what happened after that, but then he left. So I said, so what, you tell me you don't know what this guy looks like? He goes, I could walk past him tomorrow, I wouldn't know what he looks like.
Why the fuck would someone be down for something like that? Like, have someone suck your dick, you don't know what they look like.
But
what the?
I don't know, bro. I can't picture. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me because if you're gay, just come out with it because everyone really accepts people if they're gay.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's also a lot of people who I've seen guys who are straight. Sometimes they have a couple sips of alcohol and they bend a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually a common theory a lot of girls have. They say this, so I find this only comes from girls. This has been my experience because I think most guys just know what's up over here. A lot of girls have this theory that guys are secretively gay, and it's just that because they're not in touch with their emotions, they feel as if society shuns it, so they don't openly acknowledge it. Whereas there's definitely gay people, obviously a lot, right? But the majority of guys, and they've actually done a lot of tests to show this, like to show, for instance, they've shown that whereas men, well, like there's a spectrum, right? Men, let's say 1 means completely gay, right? And then 5 means you're heterosexual, all right?
Yeah.
They find that men lean more towards like 3, 4, 5, right? And women are more along the lines of like 1 and 2. Women tend to be more open, more bisexual, but men tend to be more straight, more heterosexual leaning. Like the amount of girls, right, that are bisexual is like pretty much, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that.
But a lot of girls seem to think that it's that the women are just the same as men in the sense that the guys are open towards being gay. It's just that they don't feel as if they can be like that. And I just don't see it. Most guys I know, they might be comfortable, but they're not gay. They're straight. What's your attitude towards that? Like, what's your
in terms of
where you sit and how you see other guys sitting with their sexuality? Do you think most guys are gay? They just don't openly acknowledge it?
I think it's a tough one because there are some guys, if you put them in a room with another guy that they don't think is ugly.
Are you gay, Borbor?
No.
No, I know you're not.
They don't
yeah,
think,
bro.
They don't think he's I've seen this. Like they don't think he's ugly, and they don't think he's they're like, oh, you're a good looking guy, but let's say fucking you shut everything out.
Yeah.
But you don't know what the fuck's gonna go on.
Yeah, but
and I've seen enough things, right? I've seen enough things to kind of be like, okay, that is pretty normal.
Oh, absolutely. Like I realize it happens a lot. I watched a documentary, Louis Theroux, going to prisons.
Yeah.
All these like big tough African Americans, right, in jail, talking about how it just changes you being in there. It's like, yeah, man, I don't know what I was never gay, but when I just started being away from women, I just something about it, and I'm like, what the
No.
And this is a thing. This is why people, get fucked in prisons. Like it becomes a thing where some people get comfortable with that kind of shit.
Let me. There's one time.
I never get comfortable with that shit though.
I'm gonna give details because details need to be given in this story.
All right.
So I was in South Melbourne at the Woolworths, buying some stuff. So I was my boy, and I said to him, I'm gonna make some dinner for us. I'm gonna make us some ribs. So I've gone. I bought the ribs, everything I need to make it. Now as I'm paying for this ribs, I see this older guy, maybe in his like 40s, 50s, eyeing me.
Okay.
I'm keep looking around. At this point, I'm thinking maybe like he's, I don't know, something on my face or something. Anyway, I ignored it. And as I'm about to pay for it and whatnot, because I'm in my little self-checkout.
Yeah.
He comes over. Like, keep in mind, like, part of my mom's Sierra Leonean. Right?
Your mom's what?
Sierra Leonean. Sierra Leone?
Sierra Leonean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was a Sierra Leonean. Sidonia was like this new part of the world. Yeah, Sierra Leonean. I guess that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and which is like it's like right next to Nigeria.
Yeah, I know it's not far.
So he comes over and he goes, oh, "You look like he's from West Africa," like out of nowhere. That was his opening line. Dude, why are you laughing?
I'll let you go. Go on. I can spot him a mile away. Go on.
He goes, and I said, and obviously. At this point, I'm a little bit surprised because I didn't think of him as something. So I said, "Yeah, you know what? You're kind of right. You're kind of right." Then he goes, "Oh," so we start to talk a little bit, and then he gives me. And at this point, I was what's it called? I was starting really. I was like, I just started to look into real estate because I want to get into real estate and stuff like that. And he comes up to me and goes, "Oh, blah blah." He's a property developer. Gives me this card. When I'm telling you, this is probably like the flashiest card that I've ever seen. And he gives me this card, and it was just gold. I don't know if the card was just gold, if that was just gold, but it was a nice, it looked like he had money. Put it that way.
Okay.
So anyway, I get home and then I'm telling my boy about it as I'm cooking, and my boy is one of these Burundian, played for like Melbourne Victory and that. And he just goes, and he's one of he's a bit like me. There's no filter. He goes, "He's trying to fuck you, mate." Like and I'm like, nah, bro. You don't know. Like, I'm defending this guy. So anyway, so at this point, so this guy, I've given this guy my number and that. It's like the first interaction. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can pick his brain a little bit and see how things are at. The guy goes, why don't you come over? We can talk about some things.
Yeah, I've been there.
My guy,
I've been there.
It gets deep, bro. It gets deep. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, cool. Now keep in mind, I'm always late. I was late today. So, and at this point, I haven't even eaten. So I've already cooked. And I'm like, fuck, I got to go there quick. He goes, oh, why don't you come like 8:30? And it was like,
I'll cook you something.
Nah, nobody cook nobody. So I'm like, fuck, I got enough time to eat because I don't want to be late.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a good impression. I'm thinking, brother, this car, the property manager, I'm going to check out his house. Anyway, so I get there and I get to his house right under Quinides in South Bank. Right next to Quinides in South Bank.
Okay.
So we go up there and brother, when I tell you this guy's house looked nice.
Oh man, I might just become gay for a day.
It looked like everything in that house was imported from Italy, straight from Italy. And I'm looking at the just the marble on the table was just black and gold. The spoons was just gold. The cups was just with little gold tips. Everything was just. Anyway, so obviously I'm going there to talk about business.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get to where you are? Pick his brain a little bit. Me and this guy start talking. 20 minutes into talking, I'm not hearing anything about business. All I'm hearing about, I used to look after this guy, he's Sierra Leonean, he's West African.
Did he sound gay? He
didn't sound gay, bro, but the way he was just saying things and he used to sleep in my bed with me. And he didn't clock with me till 20 minutes later. I'm thinking, right, we've been here for 20 minutes, not one thing said about how you got to where you are. I'm not exactly here.
Do you think he thought you were gay at this point in time?
No, I think he thought that he could buy me. He could buy my ass.
Okay. Well, you are Nigerian, so,
Yeah. Look, if it was a bit skinny, I might have thought about it. Anyway,
oh, man. Yeah.
So as I'm catching on, and then 20 minutes in, I'm thinking, this is a little bit sus. It's a little bit sus. And I think at that point, I try to get that vibe where I'm like, oh, I'm a bit hungry. And then he's like, oh, do you want to get something to eat? I'm like, no, I'm not really that hungry. At this point, it's 9 p.m. So I'm like, nah, he's like, nah, don't be silly. Come. Let me take you out to go, let's go to the Crown. At that point, I was like, okay, we're a bit comfortable in public. So we go for a walk, go to Crown, Gradi. And he orders and he goes, "Oh, get whatever you want." Now I start acting like a little shy, I was gonna, doing my little, just chilling.
At no point at this time it was even in your peer view that this guy might be hitting on you.
I didn't think he was hitting on me, but he was talking about a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Hanging out with a lot of guys, young guys, looking after these guys like it was a sugar daddy.
Yeah, man.
It was giving sugar daddy vibes.
Sure. Your gaydar was off that day, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's become a lot stronger, man, because I'm in the music biz and I dance, so I have to spot that shit.
Oh yeah. You think I haven't had to spot that for a minute. So we talking, and I think where it then becomes apparent was like he starts asking me questions. So he goes, he goes to me, "Have you ever got with a guy?" I'm in the middle of eating my fucking pasta. Oh.
Yeah.
What? He goes, "Have you ever gone with a guy?" I said, "No. I don't plan to either." He goes, "But like, what if like you got really, really drunk?" Because like he's like,
the same fucking line was used with me. This is a thing. I swear to God. But go on. Oh my God.
So he goes,
this must be a gay move.
Yeah.
Must be a gay,
So
gay
he goes,
judo or something like that. It's part of
something
the playbook. Yeah.
So he goes, "What if like you got really, really drunk?" And I said, "Here's the thing, like, I can be as drunk as I can be, but I'm always gonna be self-conscious of what I'm doing, and I don't think that's something I appeal to." Yeah,
respect for owning that.
Yeah, and I said, like, I don't have any problems with gay people or anything like that. I can hang out with them, I can drink with them, but you go suck a dick, I go eat some pussy. Yeah, we go different ways.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy keeps, questioning to the point where it got a little bit uncomfortable. Now the guy
he made the Borbor uncomfortable. The mayor, he made the mayor. I would have paid money to see this shit, bro.
Brother, listen,
he made you uncomfortable.
My man came and sat next to me, shifted next to me, and went, put his hands on my leg. I took it off.
Yeah. Holy mother! The parallels between my experience and yours. But go on.
Yeah. So he put his hands on my leg and started rubbing, and I took it. I said, "Bro, I don't play that game."
Yeah.
Like I'm all like I came because you told me that you're gonna give me some insights on professionalism and work and this and that. Now you're telling me, fuck, you give me 5 tequila shots, I might bend my ass over some shit or whatever it is.
You said that to him.
I didn't say that one.
Okay.
It was in my mind.
I
what I did say was I came because you invited me over like a professional conversation.
Yeah.
Of proper development.
Yeah.
That's the reason I came.
You're a slow burner, man. I would have been like going to 8 or like 1 to 100 just like that. I would have been like, what the fuck are you, bro? Get the fuck. That's what I did in my similar situation.
You do that now. You're the bad guy.
I never think I'm the bad guy.
No. But then like the way it comes out is you're the bad person.
Yeah.
You're homophobic.
I don't have a problem with being called homophobic. I love gays. I think guys are my favorite people, right? But I'm not sexually into them. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem because I know that I don't have that problem of like people. I think if anyone knows me, they'll know that I have the problems I have, but they'll know that I'm not gay. That I'm not. Sorry, actually a lot of people do think I'm gay. What I wanted to say is they'll know that I'm not homophobic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The thing is, I think with me, I'm just so calm and patient with it. I'm very calm and patient with it. But here's the thing, I'll give you the first one. The first one is going to be a nice one.
Okay.
The second warning will be a firm one. The third warning now, that third warning is a warning where nothing will be said. You just wake up. And I'll just tell you, I warned you. I warned you. Yeah. So I think after I give him the second warning, I said, listen, I'm going to bounce. He goes, oh no, you should come. I said, nah, because if I then come to yours and you try anything else, something's going to happen.
Was this guy black or white? Because I think I had this.
It was Greek, bro. It was Greek.
I feel like I had the same guy. I went to a club called the P.I.M.P, not through my own. It was for a birthday party. My Asian best girly friend dragged me to it, right? I didn't know it was a gay. I don't think I knew it was actually, yes, I did, but I didn't think it would be that bad. The parallels between what you're telling me and what I experienced are so full on. I started dancing, right? Everything was cool. Then I started dancing, and then a whole flock of them started surrounding me, right? And then I'm like, I got off the dance floor. One guy would not stop. He's like, oh man, but would you, like, yeah, I know you're not gay, but like, would you, like, you know, you let someone suck your cock, right? I'm like, no. Same kind of shit. And then I'm like, bro, fucking leave me alone. Eventually, because I was like, bro, I'm just here for my friend. I'm like, I got to the point where the guy was like touching my hand, tried to kiss my hand, because I eventually at this point I'm like, hey bro, this is it. I'm out of here. Olivia, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Guy, you know, was, oh, okay, let me take your hand. Takes my hand, starts kissing it. I'm like, get the fuck off me. Yeah. And I'm out of there. I went from like 0 to 100 though in 5 minutes. I wasn't like, hey, you know, I'm not gay, don't do that. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? You know? But sorry, I just had to share that.
I tell him nice and calmly. The first two is very, very calm, which I think is
yeah, sure.
on my half. But it's that third one. I remember one that I almost got to a third one. I was at a circus. I was in a bathroom with this guy, and obviously I was trying to get with his friend, which is a chick, and she was pretty keen too. But I think he was trying to crack on her as well. Oh, yeah.
Quick question for you, bro.
Yeah.
Would you fuck a really hot girl if you had to hook up with her best guy friend first?
No. No.
Saw this in a movie one time. What if she was really, really, really hot?
Bro,
I'm doing what that gay guy was doing.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
I wouldn't. It would not even like cross my mind. But I know a lot of people like are like,
oh, bro, I've got friends who'll be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do it. Nah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me.
I went on a date with a girl that was trying to turn me gay in order to be with her because she was bisexual, right? And my whole thing was I don't have a problem with gays. I love gays. They're my favorite people. However, I think it's gross. Like I'm just not into like guys hooking up. I think anyone outside of people that I find physically attractive or look like me, like my whole attitude is I have to, even when I'm watching porn, like I don't want to be seeing a guy that doesn't look like me because it feels gay. Yeah. You know, so that's why I watch interracial. Yeah. I was just trying to explain to her that it's not my thing. If I see two guys doing shit, it's just gross to me. She was offended. This is a hot girl, right? But she felt as if I was being homophobic by finding that disgusting. And she was trying to convince me as to how that behavior is not acceptable and was telling me that she couldn't date someone that had that. I'm like, but I'm pro-gay. I just think it's gross. And her whole attitude was like, she was trying to get in my mind saying that it must be some kind of psychological problem because you're grossed out by that. That's because I'm heterosexual, right? She couldn't get that into her mind. And it's a thing where some people are so offended just because you don't have the same taste as they do. It's like it's an offense to you. And look, it's like my friends that tell me they're not into black girls. It's like I don't like, and they're like, oh, I don't want to be racist. What do you mean you're being racist? You're just not into it. Yeah. It's like I like snow bunnies, you know. And there's certain things that I'm not like it. Attraction's not really a choice, right? It's how you act on it that I think determines whether or not what you're doing is good or bad.
Yeah.
But a lot of the LGBT community, they find it offensive just because you don't find that shit. They call it microaggression.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you did, bro, that was kind of like, that was homophobic. The fact that you didn't let that guy fuck you is not cool. And you should seriously consider repenting.
I think my life would be okay if I don't repent.
But you're a religious man, right?
Yeah.
Like so you mentioned your family member dragged you to church recently, or was that
meant to be? Well, to be honest, I'm meant to be. Here's a funny thing. When we moved here, we were Muslims, right?
Okay.
Along the way, my mom decided to be Christian, so I call myself a Christmas.
Christmas. I say Christmas, you know, but how do, okay. But you strike me as someone that's not ideologically driven by the worldview. Like you're not, I have to pray 5 times a day.
No.
Don't strike me as someone that be doing that.
Nah. 5 times a day, man. I have barely got time to fucking
shit. Yeah, you're the worst example of a Muslim I think I've seen in a long time.
Well, I got chest out and everything.
Yeah.
I'm on a podcast and
yeah. So what drew you to that? Is it more just a cultural thing, or is there a religious aspect?
Like Muslim? You're talking about Muslim?
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of Muslim friends.
Yeah.
And I just liked how they are, the way they handled certain life situations.
The discipline.
Yeah. So I think that was something that drew me more to it. But then along the way, I think that the Islam culture, because I already grew up in a Christian Catholic culture, going to an Islam culture was very foreign for me. Now, because that was very foreign for me, it made understanding the Islam culture a lot harder, which is why I didn't progress to as much as I can. Now, if you tell me to go to the mosque for Juma and pray, I could do the whole thing. I know everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
Can I speak it? No. I don't know what needs to be done for Fajr. Is it Fajr they call it? Fajr prayer. All I know, I just know how to pray. I know towards the end of the prayer, you look to your left, and there's something to say, you look to your right. Like, I know the gist of it. But because I didn't have anyone, if I had someone that was there to be at least once or twice, but then again, that also comes down on me. Maybe I didn't go deep into trying to find someone that could help me, guide me in it.
Yeah.
Because at that time, I was still playing football. I had still had all these other commitments. So me trying to do this, trying to do that, maybe I just didn't have the time to. Or I didn't put enough time to.
But outside of not being able to do everything perfectly, do you have some kind of drive that's pushing you to want to do that? Like, do you believe in God, a higher power?
I definitely do.
Okay.
I definitely do. I believe there's a higher power. I believe there's a God of some sort. But I don't knock off what people believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think I am more comfortable with Christianity than I am with the Islam culture. 'Cause like I said, I went to a Christian school.
Mm-hmm.
So like I could read the 10 commandments off by heart. I know Psalm 21 off
Sure.
by heart, yeah. Like all those things I know.
Mm.
May I have possibly fallen off a little bit, but
well, that's the thing. As a Christian, it's actually easier to be a Christian, right, with your lifestyle, because we're culturally speaking, Christians are very forgiving, whereas culturally in Islam, you like the standards are, look, for instance, you can't be going back and forth, right? Like, you leave that religion, they'll fucking kill you if you, and it's more like the punishments they have for transgressions seem more severe by Western standards, whereas Christians are like, oh, you've lost your way, come back. They're like, you're like the prodigal son, So I can understand why that might be more appealing to you.
Like, with that being said, now that we're talking about that, the LGBTQ HMI PS5 culture, and then you've got the religion. With that being said, I have seen and heard of so many Muslim brothers who have gone undercover to go sleep with gay guys or trans.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. The suppression leads to it manifests somewhere,
Yeah.
See the same thing in the priest, the Catholic religion with the priests, fuck children because they take this vow of chastity and manifest in these weird ways. So it's a phenomenon. It's a thing.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of that. Well, I had a friend that was sleeping with this Lebanese guy actually, and then these gay people, once they know that you're undercover gay, they'll happily sleep with you. But the minute you just piss them off, they'll let the whole world know you're undercover. Yeah, he told this guy that, I'm gonna tell your whole family, brother. To keep this secret safe from his own family, he was willing to take another man's life. Bro, this guy cut this guy's hands so deep you could kind of see his he was Muslim, right? It was yeah. I don't condone any of that behavior in a culture where the punishment is death. Oh yeah,
for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you at least understand that the fear is real, but of course it doesn't justify it.
Yeah, bro. This guy he sent a Snapchat of his hands. Oh my god! Even I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I said, then I was like, these gay people, they got all these friends and these females. She posted his face everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, even had a photo of his license and his address. You're not getting away from that.
I think in order, in the world that we're in, the entertainment industry, I've been seeing you trying to rise into the ranks of socialite world lately, appearing on lots of different shows. In order to succeed with that, there's this idea you kind of need the backing of the gay people, in the sense, because they're so enthusiastic about the support. I find there was a point where I had this you know, the rainbow colored strap. I just got that, not realizing it represented LGBTQ. I just bought it, and over the space of like a few months, I was just getting flooded with messages and support from people. I was like, you know, I had like at least 20% of the people who were following me were all LGBTQ. I'm like, what's going on? Everyone thought I was gay, and all these people were hitting on me. And then they're like, and then I realized, oh my God, everyone like, oh, it's the strap band. But it got to the point where I was kind of cool with it because I don't have a problem being looked at as being gay. But then the other side, maybe like a couple of years later, the conservatives were getting pissed off at me because they were calling me a queer because of the fact that I was wearing a strap. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? This is just, you know, I grew up in a time where this was the rainbow, right? And the thing is, I realized that, one, you do get a lot of support, right? But there's also a backlash. It works both ways. Like, that being said, I'd probably rather have the support of the gay community, you know, because they're more enthusiastic.
Yeah.
But we live in a world.
And they defend you, bro.
Yeah, man.
They defend you. You're in that gay community, and someone throws shots at you. Their gays will defend you till the cows come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of you get a lot of love from the gay community, obviously.
Oh yeah, I get a lot of love from the gay community. I like, and the thing is, I've got absolutely no problems with them. Like, but I used to have
You just won't let them suck your cock. Yeah, that could be a problem, man. I mean, at some point.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I tease them a little bit. I play a little game with them.
So do I. That's my whole thing. You know, it's like I always try to be bisexual with it.
So I used to have this guy. So just these two gay concierge when I was living in South Bank, and every time I'd come up, I see like I bring a girl up, and they'd be like, "What is going on up there?" I'm like, 275, come find out. I'll leave the door open.
They knew you were joking?
Yeah, like he knew I was joking, but like I could see in his face that if he wasn't at work, he'd want to come find out.
Like you and I, we play with that shit, you know, like, but I think it's because, you know, I mean, I hope you know I am not gay. And I also say I hope you, because I guess there is a part of me, like, I still don't want to make people feel awkward in that sense. And I think maybe you have a bit of that too.
Yeah.
But it's like when you don't know, that's when it becomes like like I've been in situations where actually I feel like I always know.
Yeah.
That's when it's like
when you don't know, you don't want to try because what if you like it?
Yeah.
And now there's no going back.
Yeah, but like I that's my thing. Like with all my close friends, right? Like my way of showing my they talk about like your love language. My love language is acting gay. Like some people say it's touch, some people say it's like whatever it is, words of affirmation. My whole thing is like, you're so hot right now, you know? That's my...
You know the thing is, like, I feel like with myself, like...
Yeah.
I am so confident with myself.
With your sexuality, and yourself as well,
I don't feel the need to act so straight. I can put out a little bit of gay tendencies. It doesn't make me gay.
Yeah.
You know? But I feel like it's those people that like, oh my God, like, you talking like that. Oh my God. You
must be gay. Exactly. They're the ones that are probably gay. They're hiding it,
That's what I realized. Those are the ones that's gay.
I agree.
Because like when you're so confident, it's like, for example, someone was trying to. I had this chick that kept on saying, "Oh, like just come out of the closet already." You're always saying I'm posting all this gay shit. If I'm posting all this gay shit and you think I'm trying to hide, do you think I'll be posting it?
Yeah.
If someone's trying to hide, won't post it.
Exactly, man. There is something really impressive about someone that is so free to be who they are that they don't even feel the need to mask any tendencies whatsoever. You definitely come across as one of those people, man. Like,
but do you know,
non-suppressive.
I reckon there's about 75% of people that meet me think I'm gay at first. It's funny. It's when they get to know me, like then after like I know that they've either experienced something with me or had like a night out with me, and then I ask them again, do you think I'm gay? The answer is always nah, definitely not. But at first I thought you were, and when I asked them why, it's like it's just I guess it's how open you are. They're like, for example, like this dangly
the flamboyance, absolutely.
Yeah, that also gives.
I get it. I get it too. Power, bro. We got that gay power.
It gives gay vibes, but I fucking look good.
Exactly. I mean, I don't have your flair when it comes to the fashion, right? However, I am very creative, very kind of like flamboyant as well. So it's one of the biggest compliments I get over and over again by girls is that they think I'm gay because I'm so upbeat, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take that shit. And with guys, I think because I do play around with that shit. Whereas I think because I'm very into women, most guys that hang out with me, they're like, oh, maybe you're bisexual, right? And I think that's with you too. I think it's very obvious you're into women.
Yeah.
But I think because you're so open with that flamboyance and and stuff. Sometimes people might second guess themselves, but I think it's part of being a socialite. That's what makes you the mayor of Melbourne. You can hang in all these different circles. You know, the gay, straight community, black, white. I'm sure you have friends from all different walks of life, right?
Oh yeah, all different.
Such as the mayor of Melbourne, bro. I think that's a good place to wind things up. We've been going for over 2 hours now, man.
Well, have we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually got someone coming over soon, brother.
It's not a guy, is it?
But brother, it's been a whirlwind talking to you. We got to do this again sometime, man.
I'm keen about
You are certainly a socialite. You are a gentleman and a freak in the sheets, I'm sure.
Oh, brother, freaky.
And it's fun, man. I knew you'd be good vibes, and I really hope you start moving on to the world of the rock star, man. Like I can see you being on a show like The Bachelor, and
brother,
I have no doubt.
Give me a year and you'll see me on The Bachelor.
Yeah, I have no doubt, man. You're gonna be making some waves, man. We're all gonna be watching this Nigerian star.
Nigerian Nightmare.
Pave the darkness, my Nigerian nightmare. All right.
Anyway, yep.
My brother, Borbor, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on the Crucial Journey podcast, and bro, we got to start hanging out sometime, man. We can go out and you can hook me up with all your pictures.
just name a time and a day, and I'm there, bro. We'll tee it up.
All right. Let's end it there, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check us out on the Spotify's. I'll share your deets, obviously on this podcast, man. You can find you're obviously contactable via Instagram. Yeah. What Mayor of Melbourne? Yeah.
Mayor of Melbourne.
My man. Let's end it there.
Yeah.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Freaks and geeks, brothers and sisters around the world, as I always say, kisses, hugs, and belly rubs. And remember, there are 3 things that cannot remain hidden for long: the sun, the moon, and the charismatic awesomeness of the Mayor of Melbourne. Peace!
Thank you, brother.
Oh, yeah. Let's rock it. My man.